Alrighty. Okie dokie. Let's see. I have a vague idea of what I want to do for this cover. Let's look up reference pictures real quick. It's not a bad one. Hey, cool kid. Okay. I've been good. What did I do for the previous chapter? Let me copy this, put it over here so I can see. Nope, that wasn't big enough. That looks closer, but not quite there yet. What about 360? Nope, how about 340? Ooh, 340 looks... Okay, so size 340. Excellent, okay. Hello, Inu Yugi Hakusho. I'm sorry to hear you're still in pain. Most recent picture? Probably not. Ah, fun. Hey, Piggle.
What's up?
Hey, Chappie.
How goes?
It goes.
I had some crackers for breakfast, and that's it. Nutritious and wondrous.
Mm.
And last syndicate mission of the day. After this, I'm going to try to get some writing done. Keyword try. You know how that goes nowadays.
You should.
My poor dog is too damn hot.
Kinky?
No! Sam, how could you? Maggie is an innocent little babu.
Oh, good.
Don't you dare. It's too damn hot over here.
Feels like 102.
You know, like I said before, we don't exactly have air conditioning either.
Mm.
She has to sit down and lie down on the slippery concrete that she can't get a grip on when she's trying to get back to her feet, just because it's cooler than the carpet.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. I wish it weren't so hot.
Oh, I did SNS. I have seen everything. I have seen everything. But we're not going to discuss all of that publicly just because I know people don't want to be spoiled.
Oh,
Just,
the leaks.
yeah. The only thing you need to know is that I am very unhappy with all of them. It was not good.
Like I said, just get rid of everything after season 4.
I can agree with this.
Everything.
No, not everything. Something. Keep some
Everything.
things. Keep some things.
No. No. You don't get to keep Starlight.
I don't want to keep good Starlight. I want to keep villain Starlight.
Yeah, but then we'd
Because,
have to have something other than just season 4 and didn't end it. Frankly, season 3 should have been the end of it.
well, that's why they initially made the bad decision of making Twilight a princess, because they thought it was. Like, oh well, we're gonna keep the Lawrence vision of having her become princess at the end of the series, and this is the end of the series, right? Jk.
No, they didn't go JK. Hasbro was like, actually, and they were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, Hasbro was like Jk.
Yeah, Hasbro. Definitely JK on Hasbro. I've been trying to catch up with season 9, and I gotta say, villains, best characters of the whole season.
Yeah, that's generally what I've that seems to be the impression I'm getting, is that like if you're just watching for the villain episodes, it's actually a pretty good season. Since they're actually, doing this weird thing of developing their villains.
Wow.
Something they've literally never done before.
Man, it would be a shame if they just threw that all away for something.
I know, right? Would be weird.
Like, they wouldn't have to redeem them, but, like, if they just got rid of them in some capacity forever, so there wasn't even the future possibility of being a threat, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
I'm using a double-barreled shotgun weapon in here, and it's got this kind of weird setup where when you push the button down, it fires, and when you let the button go, it fires the other round.
Interesting.
And it just feels weird. It's not that impractical, it just feels weird.
Right.
Oh, I gotta get used to it. Because everybody's like, this is the best shotgun in the game, and if you believe otherwise, go fuck yourself.
DPS matters. I want to be an ice mage.
Well, too bad. The Glaxian is a shit weapon. Also, there's a Warframe named Frost where if I'm using him for anything other than defending a objective, it feels like, why didn't I pick any other Warframe? But maybe I'm just using him wrong. Feels like without his wall and the ability to remain immobile, he's not very good. I'll stick to other topics after I finish this mission.
Oh, is
Like,
there a
here's
hurricane
Sam's
out
friend.
there?
What? Oh,
it-
shit.
Let's see. Okay, so Durian's currently a storm. It's not a Okay, so it's not a depression. It looks like it's gonna hit Puerto Rico again, according to this map. That place is just not having any luck. Yeah, Dorian is expected to near hurricane strength as it's been towards Puerto Rico. Oh, so it's still just a tropical depression.
A tropical depression?
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Oh. I thought you meant tropical storm.
Yeah, tropical storm is a depression of weather
Oh, I've
that
never heard that term
yeah
before.
that evolves into a hurricane.
Huh. So it's like a low pressure depression thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, that must be what they're talking. All right, cool. I get it now.
yeah.
I just never heard it used before. I was like, the fuck? Sam, how did you replace storm with depression? There's almost no letters between them.
Yeah, it's not. It's currently not even a. It's not even a category one right now. It's just a bad thunderstorm right now. Which like when I got hit with with category fours in the past, I'm just like, sometimes we just have thunderstorms that are just worse than this. I don't know why everyone's freaking out.
Because the news instructed them to do so.
At least as far as Central Floridians go, like the coast should definitely evacuate, and like I'm pretty sure Puerto Rico's still recovering from the major one, so them getting
It's
hit
like
with another one's not great.
it's like one of those situations where everyone in California is like, why would anyone live in Florida? There's hurricanes all the time, and then there's like a fucking there's like a fucking 6 on the Richter scale earthquake, and everyone's like, whatever. You motherfuckers, stop shooting the cryopod. Guys, if you keep shooting the cryopod, Space Mom's gonna be so mad. Well, I'm back to taking vitamins again.
I have idiots on
What's it?
Twitter telling me Rockhoof in a Hard Place wasn't an assisted suicide episode.
Why wouldn't it be?
It's literally the entire point of the episode of, hey, if your friend is suicidal, tell them you love them, which is totally a lesson you should be telling kids because that's totally going to solve their problem.
We're talking about that episode where it's like, I don't belong in this world. I'm going to turn to stone.
Yes, that one.
Right. All right. That was totally an assisted suicide episode.
Yes, there was no ambiguous. It wasn't even subtle. It wasn't ambiguous.
That's their version of just dead.
Rockhoof literally tells Twilight to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, "Oh, it's not the you're totally missing the point because like Discord came back to life from being turned to stone, and it's just like you can kill villains. It's okay to kill villains because it stops them from hurting other people. This is an innocent pony saying, "Hey, could you kill me so that I don't have a place in this world?" It's not subtle.
Yeah, it is.
There's
really
no
is.
mistaking.
I
Stop
watched
being
that
stupid.
episode. I was like, oh fuck. Like that entire episode was just a repeated series of me going like, oh fuck, they went there. Why though? Why is this assisted suicide in the kids show?
Yeah.
Also, I lied. I'm doing one more mission.
It's fine. I don't care. And I really thought they couldn't do worse than the fucking Luna self-harm episode.
Fuck, dude.
Like, I had a goddamn hernia when I fucking heard those words come out of her mouth. Then they turn around and have an entire goddamn assisted suicide episode. Jesus fuck, MLP.
Oh fuck, dude. Like I said, we could have just ended this at season 4. Skip all this shit. We'd be on Gen 5 by now.
Yeah.
We could have had more Equestria girls to fill the gap instead of just regular MLP. The worst part was just Twilight went along with it instead of going like, yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah. It's only temporary. Fuck you, Twilight.
On another level, I kind of get some sick enjoyment out of when the show actually makes her like, I write Twilight and ruin forever, because that's totally something she would have done. She would have just been like, all right, fine, quit bothering me.
Yeah.
It's like if the Twilight I'm writing in that is ever like the Twilight in the show, that's bad for the show.
Yes.
Oh fuck! I just forgot I couldn't bullet glide. I'm carrying something from objective to objective, and I can't bullet glide when I'm doing that, or else I drop it. And I just dropped it into a pit. Thankfully, the game is nice enough to just respawn it at the other side of the pit.
That's nice.
So I just have to go back and get it instead of like, you failed the mission, you dumb piece of shit.
I imagine that's happened quite a bit.
Oh yeah, that's probably what happened before, but then enough people complained, went like, DE, come on. Plus, granted, it's partially my fault. I want these weapons to level up faster, so I have less of them equipped.
Right.
Usually, I'd have a secondary that would be out while I was carrying that, and I could glide just fine with that, but I have a melee out, so if I have to glide, I switch to my main weapon, which makes me drop the thing.
Right.
So thank you, D, for saving me from my own dumb shittery. Calm. Breathe. The boat can't hurt you. I kind of want to make a meme now. It's like assisted suicide in my MLP. It's more likely than you think.
It was a subtle a slap to the face as illuminating that she self-harm. The entire allegory was that he wanted to kill himself. It doesn't matter what the show said about it being temporary.
Mm-hmm. No, Shadow Moon. It'll be the citizen storming the castle going like, this show sucks now. G5, please. Okay, fuck this leveling weapons bullshit. I'm gonna go in with the big stuff. We good?
No, but fucking
We better?
no. I just give up on them.
Yeah, that's what I just do from the start. It's like, wow, you're so obviously wrong. I see no value in investing energy into this argument.
Sadly, I want people to be better, so I invest more energy than I probably should.
Yeah, but like over the internet is just not the place where you're going to change many people unless they
Yeah,
want to be changed in the first place.
pretty much.
So, like, you do you. It's just, I worry about you sometimes when you get like this. It's like, no, dude, it's okay. It's okay. They're dumb. They are dumb.
They are very dumb.
They are very dumb. That episode would have been so cool if the thing was just feeding on Luna's guilt and just like, it was like some sort of fucking thing from the stars that latched onto her.
Yeah, I had almost zero issue. Like it wasn't like an amazing episode, but it was like, okay, I'm getting into this. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's
And
some
then she
sort
said
of
that shit.
yeah, and it's some sort of eldritch creature that's consuming on her guilt and her fears.
I
No,
am all about fucking eldritch creatures from the stars.
no, I'm self harming. Luna, I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna smack you.
Yeah, I just watched the Royal Sisters episode where they like go out and do stuff, and I'm sitting here going like, Jesus Christ, Celestia, you are a stone cold bitch. Like seriously, the episode makes her look really, really bad.
Yep.
I'm going like, fuck, no wonder Luna pulled this Nightmare Moon bullshit. They had a scene where Luna said like, I feel like you regret me having come back from the moon. And just Celestia turns around and makes the conversation about her.
Right.
And I'm just fucking. What a bitch. Like, I understand wanting to create a conflict, but there's just a certain line that when you cross it, you're just making people look bad in your story. And if your response to someone you care about saying, I bet you wish I didn't exist, basically, is, what about me, though? The fuck is wrong with you? It's like I was all for princess episodes, but then like all the princess episodes they have make them just look terrible. And then I'm going like, oh wow, they literally could not have done anything else with it, could they? Maybe this was a bad idea. Oh, they had plenty of plot material to go with for Luna, but Celestia's just, oh, I'm here, I'm a plot device. And for some reason, I've been a patron of the arts for 1,000 years, but I don't know what fucking improv acting is. Your next reply should just be like, wow, you're actually this dumb. Okay, bye. Oh, I forgot I had a badass explosion katana. Honestly, I think it's just that you're a lot more optimistic about things in general than I am, that you get so into talking with people like this.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything from the show staffs themselves, so it must not be what you think it is.
Yeah, why would Celestia be afraid of chickens? Just like out of fucking nowhere, like Twilight being afraid of ladybugs. Okay, writing now. Hey, Mom, you okay? Okay. Oh, fuck, I can't wait for winter.
Yeah, I need to just move on and focus on my own things. I'm focusing on this way too much.
Yeah. Scrape them off, dude. Scrape them off.
I'm not very good at that when I want to help someone.
It's not your job to help them.
Yeah, I know it's not.
And, like, you got way better things to invest your emotional energy into than some moron saying the wrong thing on Twitter.
You'd think that.
No, it's how I think of it. So, yes, I do think of it that way. I can't be in your head. I can only offer my take on it, you know?
No, no. It was pretty much me agreeing with you. Of just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd think that'd be the case.
Okay,
Just,
so it's like me going like, man, I really got to stop eating this shit, and then I'm like over here drinking Mountain Dew and that
yes,
kind of thing. All right, I
exactly.
understand entirely now. It's like, oh man, I gotta really get in shape. Take a large bite of a corn dog. I don't know what happened, man. apologies if you can hear me eating saltines over here.
Nah, you're fine.
All right, cool. But yeah, the Celestia afraid of chicken things fell like well into LOL so random territory.
She was afraid of chickens?
Yeah, she was afraid of chickens.
Why?
I don't know. They were just doing a song, and in it, she was afraid of a chicken.
Hmm.
And I'm like, how would you possibly be afraid of chickens? Your pet is a goddamn firebird. Oh yeah, bang on about fucking Twitter not being a place to get your thought out.
Yep.
Like I posted a bunch of shit to my Tumblr recently, and I'm just like imagining how would this have worked on Twitter? It would not. It would not have.
Yeah, pretty much. That be how it be. I can't get all of my thoughts out in Twitter, and it's just like,
Yeah, but fucking Tumblr's not going to be there much longer.
yeah.
What was that? I heard it got sold, but I think it was. I think it's just going to be an extension of WordPress now.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wonderful.
So it went from being a microblogging site to just blogging.
Thank God they got rid of all of those porn bots forever.
Yep.
That was super effective. Obviously, they were thinking of the logic going, hey, if we kill the whole site, nobody will be on it, therefore no porn bots. Can't have porn bots on a site that doesn't exist.
Clearly. You know, it would figure that the entire argument would it was two people who were arguing with me about this, but one of them was the usual offender of Mr. Starlight Glimmer Icon, thinking the show's only gotten better and better with each season.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can think that. He's wrong.
he's very wrong. And I have expressed that to him multiple times. But I've got to see his shit on my timeline, and I'm just like, Hello, Princess Dorito.
I was about to say hi in your stead, but I was like, no, they said hi to Sam. I cannot take this from him.
Like, I'm one of the few people out there who's always willing to be wrong if I'm presented an argument that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
I'll just change my argument to be like, oh, okay, so here's why what they said, and that way why that makes sense. This is not one of those cases where you should be trying to get me to change my mind on a thing when I know I'm right, because anyone who suffers from depression literally fucking knows what that episode is about.
Yeah.
And you don't need the show writers to come out and explicitly say, oh yeah, that episode was about depression or assisted suicide.
Look, if that wasn't what they were going for, they're fucking dumb.
Yes. In fact, if that's not what they were going for, it was actively malicious with what they did. Dangerously dumb.
Like, I'm not gonna like go the full hog and go like, you did this on purpose because you want people to hurt themselves. But I am going to go like, you were so thoughtless in your implementation of this, and it had very harmful effects, and you should feel bad and do it better in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, we ain't telling you otherwise, Carousel. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
You missed it, Princess Dorito. I was having an argument on Twitter with people who thought Rock Hoof in a Hard Place wasn't an assisted suicide episode, and I was just losing my mind over it.
And I was here going like, Sam, breathe, stop.
Because their argument is he wasn't literally asking to be asked to be killed. He just wanted to be turned to stone, which is temporary.
Okay.
Except it wasn't. Except he didn't want it to be temporary. He wanted it to be permanent.
The only reason he asked to be turned to stone is because you can't literally say, please kill me in a kid's show.
Yes.
But you think you can think that you're really clever in disguising it as a metaphor. As a metaphor that like, oh, no one will see through this.
And then Twilight was the one who had to tell Spike it's only temporary. Because Spike was the one who was are you sure you want to go through with this?
Yeah, I was saying that was one of the most fucked up things that Twilight ever did, actually helping him with this.
Yes.
And I also noted that's like, shit, if at any point show Twilight is acting like my Twilight in Ruin Forever, something went fucking wrong.
Yes. Yeah, Princess Dorito. If in case you missed it, that was an assisted suicide episode. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Regardless of if that was their intent or not.
And the thing is, they didn't have to do that. He could have just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go live by myself in the woods for a while, have a nice, peaceful time. They didn't have to go full turn me into stone.
Fucking self-imposed exile is basically the same thing as vanishing off the map without killing yourself to do it.
Yeah, and like that actually can be temporary. Or maybe you find some peace out in the woods just with you and your thoughts, and you're like, oh, this is cool.
And hell, if people wanted to then show that they actually cared about Rockhoof and loved him, they could go out into the middle of the woods to find him, to spread that message. Would have been a lot more wholesome.
It's just really confusing to me because so many shows have done that exact thing I was talking about, where a character was like, no, I don't fit in here. Fucking SpongeBob had that thing going.
Yeah.
Fucking SpongeBob did that. Shit, self-imposed exile seems like kind of nice.
Yeah.
Just like, fuck it. I'll grow my own shit, hunt my own stuff.
There was an
episode my own house.
There was an episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob forsake everything about normal life and went to go live out in the jellyfish fields with the jellyfish.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that episode. I was talking about the episode where Sandy wants to go back to Texas because she feels like she doesn't, because she's homesick. No, wait, that is for a different reason, isn't it?
Either way, that was still two episodes that dealt with the subject in completely different ways.
Yeah.
And in
Like, I feel out
completely
of place. I feel out of place in this place. I will go somewhere else. And the other characters go like, no, you do belong here. We care about you. Stay. And they're like, oh, okay.
exactly. It is entirely possible to do this subject on a kids show and do it well. This was not one of those examples.
Nope. And you know what? This isn't the first time they've done this. I'm sure Feeling Pinky King has like been beat to death with this, but I got to reiterate, they could have done that episode with like, oh,
Remind me which one Feeling Pinky Keen is?
it was the one where Twilight was skeptical to the point of mania over the Pinky Sense.
Oh, in season 1?
Yeah, in
Oh.
season 1. I'm just saying, like, yeah, that kind. They were making bad calls from the beginning. Sometimes it's just gotten
Yeah.
so much more egregious lately.
Fair enough, but like even
Like,
that was like there
They
there
made
was
that
there was a
episode-
there was a wholesomeness to that because of the way the writing was focused back then, that even if
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily a good lesson, it was still an enjoyable episode, and it didn't teach children anything truly bad or harmful about the way people think. And in fact, the whole lesson was just like was kind of like a pseudo religious episode of just like, hey, just because someone else believes in something you don't doesn't necessarily mean they're wrong.
the one thing I would have changed would be that Twilight was going on about like science this, science that, and then she didn't do science because she just ignored all of the evidence that said that maybe the Pinky Sense is actually a thing and you should look into it. No, she went like, I have this conclusion. I'm going to warp anything I see to go to that conclusion. Science.
She did a little bit of science, like she put Pinky in a machine to try and analyze her brain, and then got nothing out of it. Then she tried to do scientific observation of Pinky, which basically just concluded that the Pinky Sense was real, but she wasn't willing to come to that conclusion either until the thing with the Hydra happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like she had evidence in front of her face. Anecdotal evidence isn't the strongest evidence, but it can still be evidence if there's enough of it.
Yes.
Like if literally everybody in town is with her and going like the Pinky Sense is a thing, maybe there's something to it. But no, she just like she put her ego ahead of the evidence.
Which makes sense for season 1 Twilight.
Yeah,
That was
season
part
one
of her.
Twilight
That was
was
part of
way
her
more
character growth.
entertaining than Twilight now.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. Literally, the moment Twilight gained her wings, she stopped being snarky. And that drained all of the personality out of Twilight.
Oh my god, she did used to be snarky.
Yeah.
I thought I was just I thought I was just making my usual grimdark bullshit up, but she used to be snarky as shit.
Yeah. No, she was snarky. She wasn't necessarily like cynical, but she was
No.
skeptical of everything, and she was just
Yeah.
like, like, oh, well, there's got to be a reasoning for everything. Here, it's all logical. This is why I don't have friends.
I think yeah, I think the reason I didn't think of that till like just now was that the most snark I remember her being was, ooh, when they were just fucking making up all this shit to be afraid of Zakora over. And I was like, I didn't even see it as snark because she was right.
Yeah. But no, the Twilight used to have sass to her, and it was really enjoyable because like someone would do something silly, and Twilight's face would just fall and be like, "Really?" And it just like, "Yeah, no, that's relatable, Twilight. Thank you." And then they just kind of forgot about that part of her by post season 3, by season
She
4.
drank the Kool-Aid. She drank the Kool-Aid, basically.
Yeah, she drank the dumb bitch juice.
Is that just in this particular case, or is that a nickname for Kool-Aid that I've been unaware of for years?
I don't know. When you want to
Get
be
your dumb bitch juice. Oh yeah.
when you want to be a dumb bitch, you drink the dumb bitch juice. And I'm
You know which
fairly
episode I
certain it also comes with the side effect of turning into an alicorn.
I don't know about one bad apple. I don't like stories that imply that, like, oh, every bully is just having bad things happen to them, so you should feel bad for them. It's like, motherfucker, people have bad shit happening to them all the time. Not all of them go and fucking beat people up over it.
It's
And
like,
the implication that, like, once you realize what's happening, you can talk to them and fix. That's not how it works in real life. That just makes them hurt you more because you're bringing up shit you shouldn't be.
no, what is it? American Dad actually did that lesson a lot better, where it's
Oh
just
yeah,
the son,
Are we
is
talking about the one where he hired his old bully?
sort of. I was also thinking of the Jesus is a pizza delivery man episode, where
Oh, I
like
don't think I've seen that one.
yeah, no, it's just like he meets a guy who looks exactly like Jesus, but he's a pizza delivery man, and it takes him on a self discovery journey where like he goes to his bully's house and he finds the bully's dad like beating him, and he's just like, oh, you beat me because you have insecurities about your own dad beating you, and then the bully like and they hug it out, but the bully's just like, I'm still gonna beat you up when we get to school the next day, and he's just like, and I'll accept it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And then
It's
the
funny you
episode.
bring up American Dad because I was recently talking about that episode with Terry's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one where it didn't take the route. It's like, oh, you're bigoted because these other reasons, and now that you realize that you're not bigoted anymore, it's like, no, just full stop. Terry's dad hated him because he was gay, and there was nothing anybody could do to convince him otherwise. And that
Yep.
was that. And I was like, okay, yeah,
And
all right, cool. That
yeah,
is more realistic than 90% of the stories on this.
yep, that's literally reality.
Yep.
But yeah, one of my favorite jokes about that entire Jesus is a pizza delivery man episode was at the end when the alien is just like, yeah, he'll be
Roger.
back. Roger, he's like, he'll be back in 3 days, and the son's just like, your faith is so rewarding, and Roger's like, no, he's gonna have to come pick up his car within 3 days or it's gonna get towed.
Yeah. I just remember that episode where, oh my god, is his name Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
His son? All right, Steve. Good, I remembered. I just like that episode where Steve hired Stan's old bully because the part where the bully was running up and Stan was going, he's running in from so far.
I do remember that joke. I don't think I remember the episode, but I remember that joke.
No, it was the one where he wanted to teach Steve to stand up for himself, so he started being his school bully.
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah. They had that whole deli sequence where they just went into detail about everything, and then it just turns out that was Steve in disguise, and Stan beats him up.
Like I may not like where Family Guy went, but I freaking loved American Dad.
Yeah, it's like they put all the good writing into American Dad and went like, whatever,
Literally.
on Family Guy a lot of the time. Family Guy still does some really good shit every once in a while, but like not nearly the way it used to.
The broken clock is right twice a day thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unlike Simpsons, Simpsons is just dead. Has season 9 aired yet or not? Well, kind of and kind of not. It hasn't aired in the U.S. yet, but other countries have aired all of it already. So, like, hence the kind of not.
Within the week, Australia will have officially aired all the episodes in English. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn because I just catch up with them on Kiss Cartoon, and they have up till episode 20 right there. And I'm going like, should I just keep up with the U.S. release schedule to be kind of in sync with everybody? Or like, everybody I know have already seen all the episodes from the leaks anyway. Maybe I should just fuck it.
I mean,
get it over with.
From what I can tell, the vast majority of the fandom does want to keep up with the show's release for the series finale specifically, with the normal release. But I am so checked out. I haven't watched an episode since the middle of season 8.
Yeah, honestly,
like,
I got to like episode 7 where Yona wanted to be more of a pony. I was like, I don't want to watch this episode. This is going to be. I'm going to feel so much secondhand embarrassment. It's going to be another episode like that part. Listen, I know people have issues with Newbie Dash, but I'm going to talk about one issue that's apart from the other issue that they talk about with Newbie Dash.
Mm-hmm.
the part where she acts like her friends.
I skipped that part watching that episode. I was like, Jesus Christ, Ash, no.
I got through it, but I cringed myself inside out. And it was that same feel for Yona trying to be a pony. I was like, girl, no, it's okay to be a yak. These ponies are just stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Rarity was like, what a horrible accident, and you know what I said about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it here, but he knows what I said.
Yes.
But at some point I was like, you know what? I really liked this show. I still don't hate it. I should probably just finish it, even if it's bad.
I have an attachment to the show that's not going to go away. It was a show that whose character and world interested me and drew me in, and I've spent years of my life pretty much dedicated to, making content for it. I am not so devotedly blinded by the show that I can't recognize that it's faults. And I can see where I no longer have an interest. And I'm certain if I went back and rewatched season 1, I would be like, wow, yes, this is still the show that I used to love. But it's
You're just going to be like, oh, that's a good shit.
It's no longer the show I fell in love with.
Nah.
That show sailed a long time ago.
Yeah, I still don't hate it, but it has definitely gone downhill. And I'm like, yeah, let's probably move on to G5 already.
There's still great
exhausted.
Potential. Yeah, there's still great potential.
We've exhausted this setting.
There's still great potential for use of the characters in things like fanon or for stories, because these characters are memorable. They were good characters, but it's just like, ugh.
You either die young, or you either die the good guy, or live long enough to become the villain. And wait, they even tell Yona to be herself? I don't think they did. The thing is, I have trouble saying like, oh, they were bad for this, because Yona specifically said she wanted to fit in and do all the pony stuff. And I'm like, if somebody says that to me, and they're like enthusiastic about learning about this stuff, I can't really blame them for being like, oh, here's all our stuff in detail. But it still felt bad. Like they were going like, no, don't do this yak stuff, do this pony stuff. Even Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie should never have done stuff like turn her nose up at Yona's tree root stew. She's the fucking emissary from Yakistan. She should have been like, oh, new food, I will try this now.
Yeah. The girl who fucking grew up eating rocks.
Oh god, that makes my point even better.
Mm-hmm. Come on, what's wrong with the rock stew? Just eat the fucking rocks. It's Christmas. Eat the rock.
Eat the rock, bitch. I just don't like people. Of course they are. Fuck. Why am I even surprised anymore?
No, like, the entire time I've been ranting and raving about how terrible and awful the show went in direction was never an excuse at any point to harass someone over their opinions or opinions or thoughts or even the creative direction of the show. Like, it's fine to critique. Critique away. Don't threaten or harass.
And again, I feel like if somebody needs to be told that, they're not going to listen anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's just like next level dumb.
And it's like, even to the point where like those people on Twitter that I was disagreeing with and I think are dumb,
You wouldn't send them death threats.
No, God, never. They are more than free to disagree with me.
They are free to be wrong as they want.
Exactly. As much as it pains me on the inside to know how wrong they are and that they're probably going to hurt their friends in real life if they keep up with these mentalities. But fucking whatever. They're human beings. They're adults, maybe. They can do whatever the fuck they want with their life.
Yeah, I know it sounds callous to say this ever, but it's definitely a not your job scenario.
Yeah,
Like, if these people want to pay you for advice, then go whole hog on it, but otherwise, just fucking, who cares? You got better shit to do.
I really do.
Watch a little bit of his video. I just hope the Gen 5 doesn't have that animation style. What?
Oh yeah, the 3D Pinkie Pie episode. No, that shit was Uncanny Valley. Like there were
Wait,
times.
wait, wait. Hang on. Is there official 3D material now?
Yes. There is a show on YouTube that's like a Pinkie Pie hosted show of her in 3D, and it constantly switches between, oh, this looks good, and oh my god, that is uncanny. What the fuck are you doing? Stop it. Kill it with fire. And because it keeps swapping back and forth between watchable and uncanny, it never lets you get adjusted to the fact that it looks uncanny. So you can't be like, oh, okay, this is okay to watch now that I've gone past the uncanniness. Okay, uncanny. Okay, uncanny. I can't settle.
That is. Hang on, I'm going to have to watch this for myself. What
Yeah.
was it called?
Hold on, I'll link you to it.
Oh, thank you. I was not going to presume to make you do that, but thank you.
Yeah. Here you go. Like,
What the fuck is with their hair?
yeah. Anytime there's a close up on her face and they're animating it all cartoony, I think it looks fine. But then they do the full body antics, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, she's like an alien. And then they do this uncanny thing where her hooves are like slightly different colored to her body. So like,
oh god, I
you
already noticed that.
yeah, so you can see the end of it, and it looks really off. It does not look okay.
I wonder if this is a thing where it just looks weird because that's not how they did it in the show, or if this. I'd have to watch more.
Yeah, it's.
But I'm already like, what the fuck with their? Why do you make the rest of her look so cartoony, and then you have this realistic ass hair?
It's only 2 minutes, so by all means. Thanks, Ryder. You have a good day.
Is this Andrea?
No.
Okay. -1 point.
Also, some of the jokes are okay, and some of them are just not even really jokes. They're just kind of. Someone did not put a lot of time and effort into writing it.
You could fix this. This could be fixed.
Yes, it can easily be fixed.
It needs to be fixed.
It does. It's like they took the source filmmaker models as a basis and then tried to improve them, but then
The thing is, the source filmmaker models are better than this because they stuck to the show style for the most part. I mean, obviously you can't do like a 1-1 translation to it, but for things that fans made, they're pretty good.
I've never liked them. I've always thought they looked ugly. But the thing about that is that because they're universally ugly all around, it works for when you animate them, and then they fit in with that same with the style of the program being used to better fit in with like the other source animations. Like, yeah, when you see like Twilight next to a character from Team Fortress 2, she doesn't look out of place. She looks like she's meant to be in that program because of that. Whereas this feels like they kind of took that out, cartoonied it up more, but then forgot why the source filmmaker part works.
I still can't get over her realistic ass hair.
Honestly, the hair part I'm fine with. The hair doesn't bother me. It's just like, and like, there are times when she's speaking that I'm staring at her mouth where like, oh, okay, her mouth is fine. What the fuck is going on with her mouth? Okay, it's fine. Okay, what the fuck is going on with her mouth? So like if this is the beginning testing grounds of them figuring out how to do 3D for Gen 5, it's fine enough as a beginning spot where they can improve from here,
Yeah,
because
it's a start, and
good
it's
god I hope they improve.
oh yeah, yeah.
Cuz like if
This
the
isn't a
show,
complete. This isn't a complete car wreck, but like the fender's a bit dented, one of the tires popped. You need to take this into the shop.
yeah, exactly. Like
At the end, it's Andrea when they're showing other videos, but for the most part, it's this new voice actor.
so yeah,
I suppose paying Andrea Libman for this. Actually, who did they get? I was about to go like maybe they've got something else just because it would be cheaper for a 2-minute thing.
I
But
don't
then it's
know.
like I don't know. I don't know who they hired. Maybe the other voice actress is just as expensive.
Yeah. Either way, it's just sort of like, okay, I you haven't completely lost me yet. Fix this uncanny valley issue, and I would easily watch a show that looks like this. Like, make make the frantic movements a lot more smooth and natural to look at. Cause like that one part of the show where like Pinky is like its full body just like jiggling around and jangling, straight up looks like an eldritch abomination. Like that does not look like something I'm supposed to laugh at and find cute and silly. That looks like I'm supposed to kill it in Bloodborne.
Oh, thank God. They had a palate cleanser with the OG Pinkie Pie at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. I needed that. It's like they knew people would need that. Like, I don't know. Maybe we should put original Pinkie Pie at the end of this. And of course, comments are disabled for this video.
Yeah, Hasbro's been ever since the whole the scare of bad comments can get your video demonetized. Hasbro's had
Oh,
all of
yeah.
their comments disabled.
That is such a bullshit policy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, YouTube, maybe you should be held responsible for people posting bad things on your platform.
That's unrealistic.
Nah, that's totally unrealistic. Kill it with fire! I think one of the mistakes they make in 3D animation is trying to do the 2D animation tropes in 3D when they don't work for
Yes,
3D.
I think
They need to do a different thing.
I think that's one of the main issues that definitely cropped up during this little 3D Pinkie Pie adventure was they were trying to do the 2D Pinkie antics, but they didn't know how to do them right, and they need to adjust them for 3D.
Yeah,
Rather than try to one-to-one
need to
translate them.
Yeah, they need to translate them a little bit. They don't need to translate them, they need to localize them.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Yeah, it's so close to being right, Dorito. But
That's really why Uncanny Valley even comes up. It looks so close to being right, but it's just a smidge off.
yes.
Some of the animations are nice. Like Sam said, the freak out mode is so uncanny. Yeah, some of the facial animations, I was like, all right, making good progress.
And then she would
And
twist her
then the
face in a
other
certain way,
things.
and then she would twist her face in a certain way, and you would kind of like, oh, that's not right, and then it would go back, and you're like, well, that was weird. Why didn't that look? Why didn't that part look like the rest of it?
Yeah, if you're doing 2D animations, you can essentially just make your character an amorphous blob that does whatever you want to, and it looks fine. You can change proportions on the fly to exaggerate whatever, but if you do that in 3D, you've already got this baseline of a model that's like this how the character should look like normally, and it makes it stand out so much when you try to do 2D cartoon antics with that.
Yeah.
It's not impossible to do. I mean, I've seen some of the shit. Fuck, what was his name?
All I really know at the end is that I'm willing to give G5 a chance, especially if the 3D actually does look nice. It's just it's gonna be a hard sell, especially with the way season 9 ends. Like, don't get me invested in something you're just gonna fuck up again.
Hang on, I'm watching something again just to make sure I don't remember it incorrectly.
Mm. Yeah, no, I'd be fine with a series that used the movie as the art style, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm fairly certain Hasbro's gonna stick to doing Gen 5 in 3D.
Isn't 3D cheaper nowadays anyway?
Yeah.
I'm not an animation expert. It's just like it sounds like it'd be cheaper because with
Well,
3D you make an asset and then you animate it over and over, whereas with
it
2D you have to
depends,
redraw something
honestly.
over and over.
Like, it really depends on what you're doing, because 3D movies tend to cost like hundreds of millions of dollars, but they make
Mm-hmm.
all of their money back. Whereas,
Bye,
like,
Princess Dorito.
yeah, later. But like the MLP movie was only like 50 million to make, which is way cheaper than any of the 3D movies, and
Hmm.
it just barely makes its money back because there's this bias in the theaters towards traditionally animated cartoons, or at least that look of that. Everything is now it's 3D, or you're not selling tickets to the box office.
Okay, did you ever see that test footage of a Popeye movie that they didn't
Yes.
make because they? Yes, that's what I was watching. I was like, this is actually good translation of 2D animation tropes into 3D animation.
Wait, no. Let's see. According to Wikipedia, the actual budget, probably not including marketing and all that stuff, for the MLP movie was 6.5 million. That was a fucking cheap movie to make.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I saw a video on YouTube about it. It's like how Rugrats ruined the 2D animation industry.
Oh
They
yeah,
were
from Saber
talking.
Spark.
Yeah. That's who it was. The point of it was basically that Rugrats cost so little money to make, compared to other movies, and it
Mm-hmm.
made so much money after the fact that it then began a trend of just taking stuff that was on TV and making a cheap ass movie, and then it kind of soured the whole thing for 2D animation at large because that was the only thing coming out that was 2D animation anymore.
Right. Yeah. So they made a movie for 6.5 million, and it made 61 million internationally.
Nice.
So yeah, no, it made its budget back, and it still looks gorgeous, but it was a fucking cheap ass movie.
Hmm.
Apparently they expected to make around 10 to 17 million in the box office, which
Wow.
is not a bad estimate for how much they spent on that movie, considering even bad movies tend to make that much.
I just saw Happy Packer saying, "Gosh dang it, Sam, I'm at work." Meanwhile, I'm here going like, "Ha ha ha! I have no work."
What's a work?
What's a work indeed?
I'm gonna make this guy Chappie.
Oh, hey, cool.
I gotta start putting my patrons in the background shots. And now that we're getting into like the public shots, it's a good place for them. I'll probably make a proper Patreon post later, but I'm probably gonna do the Heated Passions update tomorrow, just cause like I'm way behind on that, and I wanted to do like a bunch of simple pictures over the course of the month, but obviously that didn't pan out. So I'll just do a normal ask answers from the last batch, and then just open them up normally like I do for next month. You know, I haven't determined exactly what season this story is taking place in, but like Noah's wearing a jacket, so Chapek can have his scarf.
Sweet. I thought you meant which season was the show at first. I was like,
No, the
Listen,
weather.
Sam, I know this is supposed to be not Twilight, but that's taking it a little far.
No, the weather, you fool. I'll just say it's like early fall. Like the leaves haven't started changing just yet, but the weather's cooling down.
I'm just like, listen, I'm hot as hell in this getup, but I'm a hipster, so I gotta wear this. Disclaimer, Chappie is not actually a hipster in real life. I'm looking at that going like, how the fuck do we use this space age phone? Holy fucking shit. 1,200,000 people tuned into Twitch to watch Classic WoW.
Wow.
Indeed. Yeah, I guess I could have streamed that last night, but I had to finish another game that I can't bring up here because of things.
I don't care.
Yeah, somebody who was watching might, and then you might catch flack for it, so I'd try not to mention stuff.
The whole dev drama around it is really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like I just
want to be stringing it, just likes the jacket.
I've just been enjoying the game.
Yeah, me too. I've played through the campaign and I played through both bonus campaigns. Well, actually, I played through two of them. I got through one and realized, oh, this is just the levels that I've already played through, kind of spliced together into a demo reel that they had people play because I never played the demo that they released.
I definitely noticed that the pre-release version was very different layout wise.
Yeah, they also changed the. Honestly, this is for the better. They changed the SMGs into the fire flechette shooting.
Yeah, probably. I never found much use for them in the prior to release, but now it's just like, oh, sweet, I can set some enemies on fire, and then I can just sit back and then they die.
It was kind of inconsistent, but and a lot of the time it seems like it would kill them before they even got set on fire.
Yeah.
So
I have had issues as well with oh, there's an enemy over there. I'm gonna shoot through this fence to get it. Oh, why am I hurting myself?
You hurt yourself by shooting the penetrator at the fence?
Yeah. Because the fire hits the fence instead.
Oh, I didn't even know you could hurt yourself with that.
Yeah, no, I once like took out half my health trying to shoot one of those fucking flying missile launchers because I was
Oh, I hate those so much.
yeah, because it was like, oh, okay, I'll look over this railing and I'll shoot him, but my bullets never got past the railing.
I would just take out the lover boy and just two step him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 3 Roadblocks. Just like this guy over there on the sidewalk trying to write stuff. That was a good ask to send, by the way. So this is the part where she face plants onto the beach.
Who could have possibly sent that in? It could have been anyone.
Anyone. I just love the smear frame look. It looks so ridiculous. I love it.
Okay. I'm actually really happy with how my bus seating came out. You can actually fucking tell they're on a bus. Okay, let's start here. And then I'll do the background my normal way. Hmm? Oh, that's weird. Why are you on that layer? Get off of that layer. Get on the layer you're supposed to be on.
Don't go layer shaming him.
I'm layer shaming him.
How dare you? There's a big issue that's affecting so many files in your art program, and nobody wants to talk about it until now. We hear it. Stop layer shaming. Shadow Moon says, was looking away, and for a second I thought Nice Boy had an afro. Oh, Sam, I think you need to draw that in sketch style now.
Oh, jeez.
That would probably make people mad, wouldn't it?
Nah, I think it'll
All
just
right.
look silly, but like, do I want to do it? I don't know.
Tis it worth the effort? I say thee nay. Yeah, it's fine. If you don't like horse no more, I can keep you informed on horse.
I mean,
So we can be mad. So we can be mad together.
as far as I'm aware, I'm all caught up on what's going on with Horse.
Hmm.
Like, I haven't actually watched the episodes. No, I admit, but like,
You
I know
keep
the
hearing the
important
blowback
shit.
from them, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I know all the important shit that's going on, and like, the general consensus I've gotten from season 9 is that yeah, no, it the season itself is fine. It's not like anything exceptional, but it exists and is good. And especially the stuff with the villains is enjoyable, which is like
Oh yeah,
if I was gonna
they're
go,
hammy. They're hammy as fuck, and I absolutely love them.
that's good. And if I was gonna go and watch anything from this season, it probably would involve the villain stuff.
Yep.
Because like I remember telling myself that when I saw the season opener of just like I'll at least watch the villain episodes for when the finale comes
Mhm.
around, and then I just haven't kept to that because I've just been like, I don't feel like watching Pony right now.
The simple happiness of YouTube videos of dogs when their owners come home. Shadow Moan, you can hear me on stream, right?
You should be able
I
to.
see you in chat there. Yeah. Well, he's just sending me messages on Discord, and I'm wondering if it's appropriate to respond to them on here.
Ah,
It's not like anything sensitive, but just
mm-hmm.
basic politeness issue, I guess.
Right.
Okay, so it's all right to. All right, I'll. God, 200 frag. How do you even carry that many? He's playing Fallout 76, and I've been hearing all about it.
Okay.
I'm trying that game again when they have the Wastelanders stuff out because I don't know, maybe there'll be something in there I find fun, but not a lot of hope here. Yes, I hear. Oh shit! All right, hang on. If I reply anymore, I'll keep it to Discord. Noah's just sitting there like, yes, I could have both.
Excuse me.
I keep finding them. 3 out of 7 corpses have them. Oh, God. Yeah, I use them so seldomly that if I have like 20 in my inventory, I just stop picking them up. That's another issue with that game. It's like, hey, get all these resources. Okay, now that you've got all these resources, we're going to punish you for picking up all these resources because you have so little carry weight. And there's a point where you can't get rid of stuff. So and you have to get rid of it, so you just leave it on the ground somewhere. And that doesn't feel good. It's not a fun way to play a game. I'm blue, abba-dee-abba-day. Oh, those are like bars on top of the seats, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was watching you draw this, and I was thinking, like, Sam, I don't think the back seats align that correctly. Yeah, I thought those were the seats behind them for the longest time. Then I looked like, oh right, those have bars over them on public buses, don't they?
Yeah, for safety.
I swear, out of all the things I can farm, I should farm and sell grenades. Yeah, but like, I don't know, maybe somebody would buy them. My first instinct is like, these were so easy to get, everyone must have them. Why would they buy them from me?
They don't want to go out.
Yeah, I guess.
They're ordering from Amazon.
There, there are people in World of Warcraft who go like, I want to skill up a thing, but I don't want to go get the thing. So I'm just going to buy all the thing from the auction house. They have bars for safety.
Yeah. If the bus were to crash or something, you can hold on to the bars, and they'll help you prevent you from flying all over the place.
I live in Mountain Hicksville, USA, so I've almost never been on a public bus. They sure as hell didn't have those on the school buses I was on.
Yep.
Knowing me, I just catch it with my teeth. Pictured Tina looking out the window at the most unattractive man in the world walking along the sidewalk.
Mhm.
And Noah looking, holy shit, I should hire that guy to stand next to me. I'll look so good. That was self-deprecation aimed at me. I wasn't making fun of your art.
Yes, I know.
All right, good. I just had this moment like, oh yeah, good to mock your friend's art, asshole.
I probably shouldn't give you a smartphone. Oh well, too late.
Yeah, who cares? I should have a smartphone. This is like, Chappie, this should be you.
This is your intervention.
We've all gotten together and decided that you're a danger to yourself and others, but since you're not using a smartphone, how else is the NSA supposed to track you with GPS?
Exactly.
I mean, they've got all the other ways they track you with GPS, but why not this one too? Or is it the most interesting man? I am not the most interesting man in the world. Oh, hey, cool. Nice name. Guy coming in the chat going like, "What's up, fellow kids?"
You must be fun at parties.
Hang on. I need to switch the dog and the cat out.
Alrighty.
Right back.
We're drawing the Chapter 3 cover for my webcomic. Nah, that doesn't look good. There we go. So I see with your name. And your point is... the sponging of Bob. You say that like I should care. Which I don't. So... You do you, mate. Let's see. I need... Didn't I do sidewalk colors? I'm fairly certain I did. Yeah, there we go. Sidewalk colors.
Sup, I'm back.
Welcome back. Nothing's changed since you left.
Oh man, I was hoping everything would have changed.
The whole world has changed.
Chappie, while you were gone, a dragon came and destroyed the world. Oh my god.
He ate everything, and now he's going to eat you.
Oh my god. I just got an idea. You should just copy paste him having the same face on every chapter. That's just the running theme. Got people complaining about millennials not buying houses, and I see all these videos on YouTube of building a cabin from pallet wood, cheap off-grid homestead,
Hmm.
or make a house out of your van. And that just sounds so appealing to me instead of owning a house in this day and age. Carousel lives!
It's always a good day when Carousel lives.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! So then, when they need a longer plank of wood than you'd find on a pallet, they just sort of nail two together at the ends with diagonal nails.
That makes sense.
It doesn't look sturdy on its own, but when they get them all together, it seems to be looking pretty damn sturdy.
Yeah. I always imagined it was kind of like a thing where you would just kind of like have nails sticking out of one end so you would attach them together.
Mm. And they're doing it with a jar full of rusty old nails they must have saved up.
Ah, of course. Because as we all know, rusty nails are the strongest types of nails.
And
Yep.
for something you're going to be standing on, because they're making the floor right now.
The only thing you gotta worry about is tetanus, and they got shots for that.
Yeah,
And all you gotta worry about that is getting autism.
especially out in the woods. Good old forest clinics, they're everywhere.
Exactly.
It's a brand new medical venture.
Surprisingly effective. And magically delicious.
Thank your lucky stars. What is this he's building? Is this a door or a window?
It could be anything.
No, it's just like he made a frame and he's nailing boards to it kind of at an angle, so it looks kind of like shingles. Are those the walls? They are the walls. I guess that would keep rain off. Sure looks good. I'm acting like this is new shit, but I'm probably just making myself very apparent that I know nothing about home construction.
This is a great article title. Blizzard launches restaurants with shitty servers.
What?
Here,
Blizzard launches restaurant?
with shitty servers.
Is this just like ragging on their usual release?
I think it's a parody article, but it's a great title.
I thought maybe since they just released WoW Classic, it was gonna make like a reference to that somehow. I was like, how does restaurant link back to WoW Classic? I don't know. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Oh, Lightning Blast would love that.
their servers are shitty. I demand a refund for my meal.
I'm looking at some of these like read more from Hard Drive, the only ethical gaming journalism site on the net. The first article is, if you're such a big Overwatch fan, then name which character I'm masturbating to right now. And next is like, world champion Hearthstone player defeated by IBM super-powered random number generator. Bill Mayer apologizes for using racial slur during Overwatch match.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a whole website of just amazing parodies.
Female bassist suddenly realized love song is about her. Bassist Cassie Beckford had an epiphany while performing live with her band Friday night. Her band's new song is definitely about her. Twitch releases Mad Lib style stock apology for popular streamers.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Discord user accidentally mutes self while using toilet.
Oh boy, random number. I bet it's a telemarketer. Go to voicemail.
Get ye to the voicemails. I gotta admit, it's kind of weird seeing White Boy Chappie because he's either been a gray pony or a gray Equestria Girls character.
No, you see, it's still got the gray. It's his jacket.
Yeah. It's his coat. Get it?
We're clever.
We're the funniest. How did the world ever laugh before we were here?
They didn't.
Well, then thank God for us.
Insert Jimquisition theme here.
Yeah, I was going to thank God for Sam Sterling. Yeah, this video on building the cabin from pallet wood is scratching the same itch that that primitive technology channel does. Just like out in the woods making stuff.
Wouldn't want to live in it, but boy howdy, is it fun to watch.
Yep.
I'm gonna line these buildings up.
Plus, it's sort of got that like ASMR quality, since most of it is just like the sound of them building things.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like narrate themselves or anything.
There we go.
Yeah, I think that's everybody in Fallout seeing a bathroom shadow moon. I can't remember. Apologies if I already asked this, but did you finish the? Did you ever play the DLC from Fallout 4, or just the main game?
I definitely played Far Harbor.
That one was good.
Um, I started Nuka Worlds, but when I realized it was help raiders the DLC and nothing fun if you kill all of them the DLC, I was
Yeah,
like,
that was bullshit.
yeah, I kind of gave up on that one.
There so should have just been an alternate quest where you. I mean, there was technically, but it's just a kill everything and that's it. Could have been a bazillion things they could have done differently on that. What I'm surprised is they didn't even have the writing capacity to think up, oh, maybe we should make a quest chain where you're like acting like you're with the raiders, but you're actually setting them against each other, etc., etc.
Yep.
Wouldn't have been hard. They're raiders. Fucking Gage himself says they're gonna rip themselves apart if there's nobody leading them.
You mean I can't create a raider revolution where the three sides are battling it out and then I can just take out whoever's left because then the numbers will be reduced significantly?
Yeah, exactly. They should have one where they already have one where they already have it set that one of the raider gangs betrays you. I'm just thinking, like, why couldn't they have just had you go further and do some bullshit to turn the remaining two against each other, and then called in your faction of choice and retaken Nuka World? You would have a good way to handle that, and you wouldn't even have had to change much.
Yeah. Like I know the entire point was that it's supposed to be the evil route of DLC, so people who want to be evil have something to do.
Yeah,
But
that's bullshit. If they wanted,
you
if
could
they
still do something fun for the people who don't like being evil.
Yeah, and if they wanted to have an evil option in Fallout 4, why didn't they do something like when you're first going to Concord, side with the Raiders and go in and kill the Minutemen, and then you start with the Raider gang.
Yeah.
If you'd wanted that, hang on a sec. Hang on, I gotta let the dog out.
Alrighty. Alright. I actually am really happy with how this this cover's looking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? I'm that important. Was it hard to get off that couch? Oh, yeah, now you gotta try and make up for it? Yeah? Yeah.
Beer beat. And back. Thank you, Shadow Moon. Okay. Today's Tuesday, right? I'm fairly certain today's Tuesday.
Boomba. You want to choose something?
Okay.
Spaghetti. We can have chicken nuggets. We can have shepherd's pie.
All right.
Fancy something?
All those sound
could
fine.
Have, we could also have the ravioli.
Ravioli?
Yeah, we have the cheese ravioli in the freezer. And
We do?
We could put spaghetti sauce over it and cheese.
No, that sounds fine.
You want to take it out then? Start that while I walk.
I guess.
Come on, let's go.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Letting the dog out turned into watering stuff too.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, God, Nuka World would have been so much better if they just let you join the Raiders from the start. Like, added that option in.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to do that, though, because they're all like, oh, now people who wanted to do that with their initial characters will have to restart. It's like, okay, so let them restart. I
Let it be
restart all the time.
Let it be an option for people who want to restart, but also let it be, something like they can just if they have an old character that wants to join the Raiders, just have them go through the normal the normal story of just like, oh, you beat the challenges, now you're part of the Raiders.
Yeah, do both. Plus, like, I want to finish the main game with one of the Nuka World gangs. Like, just imagine pitching to them. It's like, guys, if we take out the Institute, we can have the best fucking Raider base ever. We can take people's shit and just teleport it underground, and they can't do jack shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be an awesome Raider base. We gotta go in, kill everybody in the Institute, and take their shit. And then rule the Commonwealth, because nobody can stop you. Like, you can't tell me the operators wouldn't be smart enough to eventually figure out how to use their shit.
Right.
I left too, Shadow Moon. You missed me not being here and watering plants. Literally, I wasn't peeing on them. That wasn't a metaphor. Oh fuck! I left the wood. I left the cabin construction video going while I was out, and I missed all of it.
No, just go back to where you were.
No, you don't understand. This is 1990, where everything's on TV.
Well, it's a good thing you recorded it on VHS.
Yep.
So just rewind that tape and get back to where you were in that show, you rapscallion.
Oh, what unprecedented luxury! This is clearly the height of entertainment technology.
And it always will be.
God, we have so many tapes that are just like us renting something from a local video store and recording it and bring it and taking it back. It's like, wait, that's illegal. It's like, wait, we didn't give a fuck.
Nor did the U.S. government, really, not unless you were doing it en masse.
But then Raider synths. Oh, Raider style synths. Holy shit, that'd actually be pretty cool. Like, imagine if their usual decorations came to life. Shadow Moon had to explain to their siblings what a VHS tape was when they found one.
Nice.
Oh, this is what being old feels like.
Oh, this is what our parents went through. Here's a floppy disk. What's that? Sigh.
It's that thing that, got outmoded by compact discs. The fuck is a compact disc? Oh, God. It's like, oh, you mean DVDs? God damn it.
And those got outmoded by Blu-rays. Because they won the HD DVD Blu-ray war.
I don't like it. Yeah, nobody likes it. Kill me. No.
We just had a talk about why assisted suicide is bad.
I was going to say, I'm not going to Twilight it and help you.
We just talked about this.
What did I just tell you?
Alright, one sec. I'm gonna go find these raviolis to start letting them defrost.
Wait, no. Oh god, no, I have to do a solo stream. Hi there, chat. How you doing? I'll be your local, not entertaining video game streamer. So wait, what? What are we waiting for, Shadow Moon? Can I pop this out? Yeah. I think that's the castle doctrine.
I found the ravioli.
This is a very unpleasant subject that's been brought up suddenly.
Oh no.
The stand your ground law is the legal use of lethal force when in your home is defense. I think that's called the castle doctrine. Hang on, let me look this up.
Yeah, no. That's basically what Stand Your Ground does, and it's been used very dubiously. If you've ever heard of the Zimmerman case, it was very popular in Florida. It was basically a guy shot a black teen dead, and he used the Stand Your Ground law as defense, and they found him innocent of it, even though pretty much everyone else was just like looking at all the evidence, going, "No, he pretty much didn't have any excuse to shoot this kid."
Would
And then
that
he-
count as assisted suicide if someone abused that? That sounds more like suicide by cop.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just try and like charge a military base with a knife or something.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, just oh god. I have a very abrasive opinion on that stuff, and if I said it aloud, it would probably be very bad.
Yeah, it's not something that really should just be casually talked about anyway.
Well, it's something to talk about, maybe not casually, but
That's what I'm saying, not casually.
yeah.
Like, it's fine to talk about it, just not casually.
Well, I don't think anybody should kill themselves. I'm not going to tell anybody to kill themselves, but like,
Yes.
if you're dead set on it, don't be a piece of shit and involve other people in your own suicide. That will fuck them up for life. Don't do stuff like throw yourself in front of a car because the driver has to live with having done that for the rest of their fucking life.
Yep. No, that I agree with that.
I don't think it's a controversial opinion. I just don't want to be the guy going like, well, if you're going to kill yourself, just do this.
It's sort of one of those things where it's like,
yeah, it's one
there's
of those
too many
things where you're...
mentalities with like mass shooters as well, where they're willing to kill themselves, but they want to take out as many people as well, and it's just like, could you fucking not?
Yeah, it's like you're right when you say it, but it still sounds like just,
How about you don't
don't
do
tell
any
people
of it?
to kill
Either way.
themselves. Yeah, don't do any of it. But
Yeah.
if you do it, have the decency to not involve other people because it's going to fuck them up and they want to relive the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I have bought bad topic. I go hide now. No, it's I mean,
it's
it's
fine,
an unpleasant
Shadowmoon.
topic, but it's not a bad topic. You're not a bad person for bringing it up or anything. It's an unpleasant topic.
It's very unpleasant. But it's one that does need to be had every now and again.
Yeah.
Just to ensure that, no one's going off the deep end for one reason or another.
So apparently this version of Chappie had contacts.
I can toss a pair of glasses on him if you want.
Nah, it is kind of part of the look, but he's so far in the background. Who really cares? Plus, you're already doing me a favor, including one of my characters in the background. So, oh god, he was naked from the waist down for a second there. Chappie, why are you wearing flesh-colored pants? I just like fucking with people. People seem to be really liking Remnant from the Ashes, and I was keeping an eye on that one.
That's what I've been randomly hearing. I'm just like, oh yeah, I like this game. I'm like, what is? I've never even heard of this game. What is it?
Jim Sterling hated it.
I mean, I don't necessarily always agree with Jim's opinion on video
Yeah,
games, but
me neither. But like, the stuff in particular that he was bringing up sounded like it would be really annoying. But it sounds like the rest of the game, aside from that really annoying stuff, is kind of my jam.
right. I actually kind of like almost like stop looking at reviews almost entirely at this point. Not unless like there's a game where I'm really on the fence about it.
I'll only look up reviews on YouTube as a point of curiosity. Yeah, I too have reached the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to play it myself. But there's still that moment of me going, do I spend money on this?
Yeah.
And if everything is just overwhelmingly negative, I'll probably skip it. But
Yeah.
I'll probably buy Remnant. Space Jam? All right.
Space Jam 2.
Oh, right. They're making that, aren't they?
Yep.
I feel obligated to go see that. It's going to be terrible, but it's going to be interesting. It still won't make up for the hole in the universe where a Silent Hill made by Kojima and Del Toro would have been.
Apparently, for saying that it was an assisted suicide episode, I have been like the equivalent of saying video games turned kids into school shooters.
Oh, fuck off.
That is the most pretentious thing I've heard in a while.
Oh, fuck off. That is straw man as shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. TP'd and there. Oh, just run from that, Shadow Moon. Not worth it. Not worth dealing with it. What the fuck does that have anything to do with people thinking video games turn you violent? You never even said that it would make the episode would make people kill themselves or anything of the sort.
Yeah.
That is just so far out of left field. I'm trapped in a vendor station. Send help. There's no help to be sent. Oh god, I just remembered. I'm gonna have to reinstall the Bethesda launcher when the Wasteland DLC hits. Not that I mind another launcher, but Bethesda. Oh wait, didn't they say that they were going to have titles on the on edit to Steam? Yeah, they were kind of walking back on that situation.
You attempted to reply to a tweet that is deleted or not visible to you.
Yeah, I wonder why he deleted that shit. It's a mystery.
Well, the last time that happened, the last time I was going to reply to a tweet that got this happened to me, apparently it was automatically reported and taken down, and the guy had an 11-hour ban on his Twitter account.
Oh shit.
And he came to me on Discord like, did you report my tweet? And I was like, no, I literally was about to make a sarcastic response to it, and then it was
you're not the sort to report a tweet just because it's not
it doesn't agree with me.
Yeah. Thank you. I had a temporary stroke.
No, I will only report your tweet if it's genuinely harassment or breaking the terms of service. If you just disagree with me, I'm gonna call you an idiot at worst. But it's not something where I'm gonna unless you're harassing me, I'm not gonna block you or report you. I'm not that kind of a person. Also, who's the mysterious Mr. Enter?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, I have no idea who that is.
Oh, that's a rabbit hole there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because literally the whole tweet says, "Oh my God, you're worse than those Mr. Enter wannabes. Not even the
Okay.
mysterious Mr. Enter is that moronic."
No, Sam, you
Heck-
are not No.
Heck, he stopped being over exaggerated when it comes to morals. I don't know
What do
who
you
this
mean
is.
over exaggerated? The thing was literally about killing himself, but they're just like Stone. It's
like
different.
It's like saying that video games turn kids into school shooters.
No,
I'm
it's-
assuming that's the
What
part
the
that got it
fuck?
automatically flagged, but like I have no idea who the fuck you're talking to about, man. I'm sorry. I don't keep up with
That
whoever the
makes-
fucking an analysts are, so
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense as an argument. It's like, I think this was blatantly about killing yourself. It's like, well, then you believe that video games turn people into school shooters. Fucking what?
yeah.
You just leaped across the entire football field from end to end. That's the logical leap you made.
Yeah, I was gonna respond with, "Wow, this is the most." I was like,
Bro, you just broke your arm reaching so hard.
yeah, I was gonna say something like, "This is the most patronizing" or something. I don't remember. And then you said strawman, so I was like, patronizing and strawman. And I was like, I didn't say this episode was gonna hurt anyone. Just that it's an insensitive it's a topic that they dealt with insensitively, and in a kids show that they shouldn't be dealing with it in the first place.
And it's fucked up that arguably the main character was like, here, I'll help you.
Yeah.
She should have just was like, okay, no, if you want to just be not part of the world, go live in a cabin in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
Clear your fucking head out. I understand your issues, but just have a sit down and think about it.
The nice thing about TweetDeck is that even I get to see tweets that would have normally been deleted unless I refresh the page. I really like that feature.
Hang on, I'm going to your Twitter right now. Can I see any of this?
I don't know if you it
Or
should
is
be
this like DM shit?
no. This is all public. This whole argument was public.
Sam Rose Mod. Oh, I'm already following. Okay, I thought maybe I didn't follow people from this server because like that was my Twitch account, basically.
Yeah. I believe this was related to the.
Tweets and replies.
Yeah, it was a rabbit hole, I believe, that started out. Yeah, I don't remember what tweet it started on.
Yeah, there we go. I see it.
Yeah.
This is why I don't talk on Twitter except to put out notifications.
I don't know how to use the freaking new Twitter layout.
I don't know how to use Twitter, period. Everyone's like, oh, you got to get Twitter. And I put stuff on Twitter, and then nobody looks at it. And I'm like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're sorry. We should have mentioned the fact that you need to already be big to be big anywhere.
Yeah, what topic? Oh, it was because me replying to the Lauren Foss saying, someone asking, do you consider Equestria Girls canon to your version of the show? And she's like, no. And I'm just like, well, it's a good thing all I said was it's a good thing I reject Lauren's reality and substitute my own because Equestria Girls is the best part of the franchise.
Yeah,
And apparently that opened up a rabbit hole.
Yeah, like, thanks for the initial setup. It worked really well and made a really good show for a long time. But, like, you're not God.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would somebody go like, okay, Lauren doesn't consider it canon, so you can't like this?
Yeah. No.
What the fuck?
Like, fucking Equestria Girls is my favorite part of the entire franchise at this point, and is the thing that, like, I love the most about the show and that I keep up with the most consistently. And like
Yeah,
someone,
and honestly,
just because someone was like, "Oh, well, I found the shorts boring at this point," I'm like, I don't care. I love them.
Yeah, I mean, I I like the like longer episode kind of slash mini movie kind of style Equestria Girl stuff. I could give or take the music videos. That's basically what they are.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I don't like this, so you're dumb for liking it. Fuck,
Yeah.
no, fuck that, fuck that.
I like, and I do absolutely adore the shorts, but like I understand they're not for everyone, and I don't expect everyone in the fandom to watch every single short like I do. But it's just like this is genuinely my favorite part of the fandom at this point. This is what I'm here for. This is what I enjoy. And I'm allowed to express that I don't find enjoyment in the show anymore, and that I think the Equestria Girls is the better version of the thing. If you don't agree with that, that's fine. This is my opinion.
Yeah, the thing is, you shouldn't have to clarify that something is your opinion, because when you say it, that's by default your opinion. And
Exactly.
if anybody got fucking hair up their ass about that, they can just shove it up their ass some more. Oh my god, Shadowman makes the tides flow.
Mm-hmm. Does this
He is
mean
the
I need
moon
to?
of the Shadow Realm.
Does this mean I need to give you tributes?
Well, I mean, if you want to do a special summon, yeah.
Fair enough.
Just be like low tier jokes like, I read the rule book once, kinda. Meanwhile, you're like meta, 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 and I'm like, okay, cards.
I hate the meta. You should play what you enjoy, but also you should have that what you enjoy flow at least a little bit.
Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of a realist when it comes to that, because when it comes to competitive shooters, the meta is everything.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the way the game works, you need to play it like that way, or you're gonna lose. Now, if it's a single-player game, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. Or a cooperative game, that's still wonderful.
You're also
But in a-
like if you you're also allowed to play whatever you find enjoyable casually with friends, and even if you go to like your locals or whatever, you don't need the most hardcore strict meta relevant deck to win your
Yeah.
locals, because most people aren't playing at that level at your locals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying that a game is better when, if you're playing it at the max level, like with the good shit, it's still fun.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I don't like games that are like, oh yeah, you can only use this and do that, and the person who's better at doing this one particular thing wins. And I'm just like,
Yu-Gi-Oh
oh, that's a
at the
boring game.
moment is actually really good is where it's like the top tier decks are, because there's no there's not one or two decks that you win. There's like
Yeah,
several archetypes that you can use.
Collectible card games really have an advantage in that they, as time goes on, they put out so much different shit that people are going to continually combine it with old stuff in new ways.
Yeah.
So it's just constantly shifting like that, and you have no idea if this cool idea you thought of is going to just like break the whole thing apart. Yeah, I was looking at your tweets and not your tweets and replies, so.
right.
Oh, hey, what a nice name. At Awesome Fun Cool. Walgrenner.
Yeah, generally speaking, this is basically the current, like the top tier decks currently. Looks like Dragon Links or whatever kind of like boosted themselves up more from when I last looked, but even still, they're not even like they're still like all those other archetypes can stand up to Dragon Links and have a chance.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, there's still a bunch of RNG about it, so even if you're up against the deck, they might not draw what they need in time.
Exactly.
which, on the other hand, is something I've never really liked about collectible card games.
Generally speaking, the top meta decks in general are meant to be as consistent as possible so that there's as few as possible hands that you can draw where you
Yeah.
won't be able to play the plays you're looking to make.
Yeah, I remember.
That's probably
reading a
why
bunch-
Dragon Links is at 40%.
I remember a lot of reading a lot of what David Serlin wrote. He's like a Street Fighter guy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he wrote about was Magic the Gathering, and he mentioned that even though the game seems like it should be run by RNG with the draw order and shit that you have no real control over, even through that, it seemed like people rose to the top consistently based on their own personal skill set. So yeah, there's probably something to it, but I still find the whole RNG thing annoying.
Yeah, no, I
Personally.
understand. The personal skill thing that they're talking about in that is knowing the right time to play certain cards, because a lot of what Yu-Gi-Oh's meta right now is not so. It went from break my board, where you play where on your first turn you play a field that your opponent your opponent can't do anything to it. It was called break my board, and if they did it right, then it was basically player 2 just scoops and doesn't do anything because there's nothing they can do. To basically break
Wow,
my
what a fun game.
yeah, it's basically went from that to break my combos. And if you break your opponent's combo in the right way at the right time, it stops them from being able to do really anything else that they were planning to do for the rest of the turn, and it gives you the advantage to come back and try and beat your opponent in one turn as well if your opponent doesn't also in turn break your combos.
That actually sounds really fun.
Yeah. That's
Compared to
basically
break my board.
That's basically the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is
That's a
break my
vast
combos.
improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I was like, the World Championships in Duel Links went on last month, and I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm randomly curious. I want to see what World Championship level gameplay is like, and literally, round 1 was just a break my board round where the first player just set up a field and the second player just scooped, and I was like, oh, that was fun to watch.
Was that the entire game, or was that just the opening turn?
It was turn 1, board. Turn 2, player 2 does nothing. He just skips his turn because there's nothing he can do. Turn 3, he's dead.
And I take it scoops means that you just draw a card.
Basically scooping is basically surrendering. You just pick up your cards in your deck and that's it.
Oh wow. Oh my god, that's even worse than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I just assume it was like a delay tactic, like, well, I'm gonna scoop this. I'm gonna just pick my card and wait.
Nope,
but no, this is just like I fold basically.
Yeah, I literally see that there's nothing I can do. I can't make any move. You win, I scoop.
That's bullshit. I'm glad they changed it to break my combo.
And
Sounds way more interesting just on the face of it.
There's still a little bit of break my board going on, but that's just the nature of a bunch of the cards having inherent negates and bounces at this point, you know.
Mm.
But like if you play your cards right and you have the right cards you need, your opponent's not going to be able to get to the point where it's break my board because you've systematically stopped them from getting to that point. Which I do kind of agree is like that's better.
Mm-hmm. like personally, when I'm thinking 1 versus 1 on games, it kind of just goes back to fighting games in my head. So you're saying that like it was initially that a player would just come out and do a one-hit kill move in Guilty Gear.
Basically.
All right, yeah, no, that's bullshit.
And generally speaking,
Bullshit.
what was I going to say? I have lost my words.
It's cool. I do that a lot.
Yep, they're just gone.
Poof.
Puff.
Floating away with the wind. So yeah, Remnant from the Ashes really is just Dark Souls with guns, and I'm like, okay, I'll play that. Look with your special eyes. My brand. Oh fuck.
I saw a post about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hey, I was explaining to Chappie the current state of the Yu-Gi-Oh meta.
Yeah, there's typically one deck that's like that.
How it kind of went from mostly from the continuous break my board style to break my combo.
Yeah, that's definitely Guard Dragon is really going to suffer from Nibiru when it releases at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Sunny Day said, should I jump on stream even though car noises? Like, not if the car is yours that you're driving.
Yeah, but Chappie, basically at this year's YCS, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship, Konami announced 3 new cards that are going to be in these Megaton promos that you can get. And one of them is a card called Nibiru the Primal Being. He's a big giant rock monster with 3,000 attack, and he has a quick effect that says, if your opponent summons 5 or more times this turn, tribute all monsters on the field, summon this monster to your field, and then special summon a token to their field that has the combined attack and defense of everything you tributed.
Okay.
Basically, you get rid of every monster on their field, and you give them a monster with no protection that you can pop.
Basically, it's a token, so therefore it's a vanilla beater. And you can summon it in defense mode if you like, so that gives you an extra little bit of time to get rid of it.
Yep.
Especially if you tribute, and the best part is that if you tribute a shit ton of Link monsters, which Dragon Link loves, it'll have like 0 defense points.
Yep. And it doesn't matter if it has 22,000 attack if it can just be popped instantly and doesn't get to attack.
Mm-hmm. Also, hi, Sunny.
Great Kaiju Slumber.
Exactly. And the best thing is that because it requires 5 or more summons, and it gives the opponent a really big thing, it's not necessarily a replacement for either Kaijus or Sphere Mode. It's just another tool.
Yep. It makes...
It's just legit nice to have.
If you know your opponent has it, it makes you a bit more conservative about your combo plays.
Like, that's going to be really powerful against Dragon Link, but it's going to do nothing to Sky Striker.
Exactly.
Because Sky Striker likes to end their turn on maybe one monster, but they cycle through like 15 different monsters that turn.
Yeah.
But they rarely have more than one monster on the field.
So basically, it's that Pro ZD video about having a really long turn in a card game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not joking with that video. Literally, watch some combo plays on like Dual Pro, and it's just like, yep. Jesus Christ, what is taking your turn so long? Why? How are you clearing your board, refilling it with monsters, clearing it again, refilling it with the same monsters? Why are you doing this?
Oh, Sammy, you should see some of the new Fire Fist plays between the new support and rekindling being at 3 again. Jesus Christ!
Will the Fire Fist user please end his turn?
Yeah, exactly. And then the other two cards we're getting are one's a hand trap that just basically says if you have no cards in your graveyard, send this card to the graveyard for the rest of the turn. Any cards that would be sent to the graveyard are banished instead.
Yep.
So
So
people
you don't
can't use
get to
extenders
set
from
up
the
your graveyard.
Exactly. No extenders. It's basically just like a one-turn macrocosmos, which just it says the exact same thing.
And setting up your graveyard is incredibly important in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, setting up your graveyard is one of the reasons that Graceful Charity got banned so quickly, despite being a natural zero in terms of advantage.
Yeah.
And then the other one's a spell called Dark Ruler No More, which is a spell speed for you're not allowed to respond to this card that says negate the effects of all monsters your opponent controls this turn.
Yep. Break my combos. Break my combos. Maxi challenge.
The Maxi challenge. Let's bring Maxi back to 3. Speaking of which, let me see what those promos are going for right now. That's the wrong one.
You two missed the fun earlier. I had some idiots on Twitter telling me Rockhoof and a Hard Place wasn't an assisted suicide episode.
I mean, they're still technically there.
Oh, yeah,
you can tell them all about it.
What's going on?
I had a bunch of I had 2 idiots on Twitter telling me that Rockhoof and a Hard Place was not an assisted suicide episode. Their reasoning: because turning to stone is temporary and it doesn't kill you.
Yes, Discord was temporarily turned to stone for 1,000 years.
Yes.
That's definitely what they intended. They didn't intend for him to be gone forever or anything.
Yeah, Celestia and Luna definitely didn't act like, oh yes, Discord's finally coming back, just like we intended.
Yeah.
Cough, cough.
Like
I love
said,
Twitter. I'm glad I've joined the platform.
Just
That's a move.
you just need to snap the last half of that series, and it'll be in perfect balance.
As everything should be.
Twitter was a good idea, not a mistake at all.
Nope.
Everything's a good idea at first, and then people get involved for long enough, and it turns into the worst thing ever. And this process applies to literally everything.
Yep. Chappie, I know it's your turn, but I'm going to draw 13 cards.
Oh, shit. You didn't even tell me we were playing. Party foul.
Sam, I know it's your standby phase, but do you mind if I just mess with my banished zone for like 5 minutes? I'm playing Metaphys.
Yeah, might as well.
Sam, I'm going to let you finish, but...
I'm not, actually.
Also, yeah, the last villain that did get turned to stone isn't coming back. Mr. Storm King.
Well.
He's extra dead.
Yeah.
That was actually really dark because...
And Sam and Spike just set people on fire.
Yeah.
Just literally on fire.
Like, you need to remember what actually happened in the movie. Like, he got turned to stone, smashed, and then in the credits, they put him back together in this really awkward, incorrect way, and you can see his eyes moving.
Yep.
Sewn back.
So I can't believe they did. Not only did they kill him, they sentenced him to an eternity of torment, where he can't be unbanished from stone because all of his guts will fall out and he'll just instantly die. He's extra dead.
He's extra dead.
Oh, he wish he were dead.
Yeah. He's cartoon dead. Ay.
And then Tempest went to hang out with Starlight Glimmer because they have equally compelling backstories.
Wow, your friends abandoned you as a kid as well? We have so much in common.
Two kids abandoned you.
Why'd your friends abandon you? Oh, he got his key mark and left. Wow, that's pathetic.
Wow,
by my standards.
Congratulations, Starlight. Even Tempest thinks you're a bitch.
I was ridiculed for being
dead. I count Sombra as dead.
Sombra. was the most successful villain?
Starlight Glimmer. She not only defeated all of this,
She destroyed
all the main
time.
6. Not only
Literally, the only reason she didn't destroy the universe was because blah redemption story.
Yeah, not only, but like she defeated the main 6 with wit and manipulation. Took their
She
cutie marks,
1v1'd an alicorn as a unicorn.
locked them in a
Yes,
in a
Chappie, don't remind
shed,
me.
and left them without food or water or the ability to sleep for 48 hours. And the only reason they didn't either break and join the cult or die is because they somehow managed to convince the cult to turn on their leader, which is an incredibly risky move for any cult. Fucking Starlight Glimmer won.
It is very freaking hard to break a cult up, by the way. I'm
Yes.
learning.
Mm-hmm.
It is
So
very
hard. No, they are established and firmly in their ways because they believe this is the best life they could possibly have, and you're not going to take that from them.
Yeah, the only reason they had the opening is that either A, Starlight isn't nearly as charismatic as she thinks she is, or those three just really never wanted to be here in the first place. And that just never changed.
It's true.
Either way, that is a stroke of luck. Granted, we all know in reality it's just shitty writing on their part, but still. I mean, what?
I mean, it's still my favorite villain episodes.
Man,
of
it's a
the
good
entire
thing you
time.
whispered
Like,
that so I couldn't hear it, or else I would have just had to agree with you.
And even if the ending's not perfect, I still appreciate it that, like, you know, it at least is a logical conclusion that you're not following our beliefs.
I know what you're saying, but at the same time, not the ending not being the smoothest is a little bit of an understatement.
Like, you know, the parody version of this I wrote, they were all for just going like, oh, Starlight did it because blah, 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 it's okay. And then I just had to introduce some ridiculous reason which only worked because funny.
Yes, I do know.
Because that's what would have happened. They would have just mental gymnastic their way back into going with Starlight.
Either that, or they would have tossed Starlight herself out and just continued under a new leader. Probably Double Diamond.
Oh my God! What if Starlight was like cast out of the cult, but the cult became like twice as bad because they were like, she was impure, we must be pure. Blah.
Oh God! Oh God! That's oh dear.
I don't know about that part, but they would at least continue what they were doing, even if they specifically threw Starlight out or forced her to take off her own cutie mark, which would have been kind of hilarious, honestly.
Yeah, she was way better and more interesting as a villain.
Yeah,
that's not saying a huge amount, but it's still true. That does remind me though.
This will always remain as one of my favorite pieces of art from the whole episode, first episode of season 5, because it's just, this is exactly what it was, and no one else but this artist seemed to get that. But this is 100% accurate, and I adore it.
Yeah, this is more or less what.
Yeah, and that's more or less what my parody was about.
Can you guys like explain it to me, since I can't see it currently?
Starlight put party favor down with a pistol.
And and the town reacting to it. Yeah.
Of course.
Oh God, Double Diamond's face. I just noticed.
Mm-hmm. No, this
does remind me, Sonny. Sonny, we actually do need to give some attention to some of the townsfolk other than just Nightglider. You and I.
Yeah, that is true. I actually would be invested in Double Diamond.
I completely agree. Actually, I want to be able to actually give him a reason for why he was Starlight's number 2, other than just he was the first. It takes more than it takes more than just being the first person to get that kind of loyalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were obviously just banging, but whatever.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in that town were banging.
And Starlight didn't tell any of them about the others.
Six doesn't equal loyalty. Look at Sonata. Come on, that bitch ain't loyal. I never thought I'd say those words unironically. Anyway, God, there was a point I had in here
I was
somewhere.
about to say something else. I was about to say something else, ironically, but I was like, "Chappie, stop! Don't."
What was I gonna say?
Don't be ironic.
Okay, Starlight should have stayed.
I've learned that even if you're being ironic and you say a certain thing, some people are going to get very mad, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not going to say the thing.
Yeah.
Communism in the comments. If that isn't a fucking mood.
Communism in the comments.
It's like this was not an economic system. This was a philosophy of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I think I've told the story to Sam at least before, and Sonny was at least there for it, but I like telling it, so I'm gonna tell it again. By this point in time, Sam, you're very well acquainted with both Red and Dane.
Yes.
Early on in the council, one of the things we did was, Twilight's storyline, it's not Twilight, but Red's Equestria is as close to canon as any of us were at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically completely canon
I'm gonna step out a bit. Gotta check the plant watering stuff. Right. Be right back.
And it was it was 100% canon up until the point where the canon itself announced, "Hey, Twilight's just flat out going to be Celestia's successor at this point." To which even Dane was like, "No."
No.
But that aside, therefore that means the school was there, and Starlight was the advisor. You know, and as canon characters, Stanza just kind of casually mentioned that to Archmage one day, and she was just like, "I'm sorry, what?" So we organized a little thing of where we were just going to go over there and ask Dane's Twilight what's the point of the school, and why did you give Starlight a position with children?
Right.
It was about 30 minutes of circle jerking because Dane just legitimately could not think of a reason.
Yeah, no,
there
it's
kind of isn't a reason. That is the thing.
The school of friendship needs to be a couple months summer camp sort of deal at most. It can't be a legitimate school.
When I say Dane couldn't think of a reason, is he couldn't even pull something out of his ass. His only option was to get Twilight to get pissed off at some minor thing just to get them out because he couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why that Twilight is referred to as anger management. Also, shout out to the textbooks on the 6 elements of harmony because what the fuck? Twilight charging for textbooks on loyalty. The School of Friendship is a bigger ripoff than the American educational system.
And that's why Naysay was like, "You're not accredited."
Yeah, Naysay was right. Exactly.
Naysay was right.
He wasn't right about the racism, but he was correct about, hey,
they made him
idiot,
racist
you need
just to
be
make him
accredited.
a villain.
And the thing about the racism was that everything he said actually happened in the show. Everything he was complaining about the other races doing, were things we saw with our own eyes them doing to the ponies.
Mm-hmm. I really do hate that theme that seems, whether it was there on purpose or not, was the whole other species don't know friendship unless the ponies are there to teach them, those fucking barbarians.
God, don't
Time for missionary.
To change a changeling. Don't get me
I wasn't even going to go there. I was going to be like, okay, the dragons, I can excuse that. That's fair. Yeah, they have a very different viewpoint of how society works. That's understandable. They're not, by pony definition or any other definition, civilized.
They are
Griffins, on the other hand,
literally of brutality. I
don't know. I refuse to believe the entire species is like Griffinstone. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no.
I don't see how they would have an empire and be like that. There's the... I'm not going to... For Sunny's sake, I'm not going to mention the changelings. I will say Ocellus being there does make sense given where their species has been for the last who knows how long.
Right.
Though why there's only one changeling there doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I agree. Why is there just one small
There's only
adorable
one
changeling?
child changeling left.
That's always been the biggest thing about the whole main the young six to me was just why are each of the major races only sending one real representative to teach this one friendship and then that's supposed to spread to the entire race? That's not really how this works.
That's not how that works.
Sandbar shouldn't even be there. Like, if there are any ponies there, it should probably be 1% of the student makeup, if anything. Because clearly ponies are the ones that know the way here. So why would they need to be taught friendship unless they're just trying to get out of going to high school?
I could see that.
Considering the kind of shithead Sandbar seems to be, I could see that too.
I wouldn't say that Sandbar's a shithead, but
he's a certain type of shithead. Like the lays on the couch for 35 hours a day and doesn't look for a job shithead.
I would say he's too young to call that kind of level.
That's the kind of vibe I get from him. Anyway. Okay, who else is in the main six? Silverstream, that's another argument I can actually think of. Like, yeah, they've been disconnected from other societies for as long as the Storm King has been in power. Maybe they do need a little bit of a refresher on socializing.
But again, why aren't there more of them here?
Yeah, that's the big problem. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you exactly why there aren't more of them here. Because ponies are the easiest to draw. These are new species.
Yeah.
We can't be bothered making background changelings. Not new ones, at least. Not young ones.
What about Kevin, the nice changeling from episode 100?
Kevin.
No, he's a changeling somewhere now. That would mean they'd have to draw a new one anyway.
Headcanon, Kevin is now that one hippie changeling in that one episode.
And we're talking about the show that when they needed more background ponies, they used Trixie 4 times in one shot. What do you expect here? Quality? Bull. Fucking. Whenever I used to bring up these sort of issues, people always told me, "Oh, you're blowing things out of proportion. It's not a big deal. None of this would ever happen." Yeah. Fucking guess what?
All of it did happen.
I told them all.
No, trust me. I tend to get the same reactions of just like whenever I have opinions about things, people are just like, "Ah, Sam, you're not right." And then whenever I am right, they're just like, "Well, it didn't happen the way you said it was gonna be." And I'm just like, "It happened exactly the way I said it was gonna happen."
Fucking, it was. It's getting fucking Jim Sterling when you call it. You call it out in advance. It happens exactly as you said it did, but everyone told you were wrong. It wasn't gonna happen. Me. Ugh. It's just frustrating. It's stupid.
Did I ever tell you that?
I don't think so, but I want to say there was at least a few circumstances in which you thought I was overreacting.
Okay, that I can see.
Yeah. Now,
however,
granted,
I have a feeling that most of
this is one of those situations where I'm not entirely sure if you I can't call out a specific circumstance, but I'm certain it's happened.
Well, I know that last night Mocha was like, I thought your and Sriracha were overreacting. And then no, it turned out it actually was that bad.
Yeah. I will say this though. The only one I can think of off the top of my head was one you came around to anyway.
Yeah.
I was going off on Starlight again, and you were like, Uriah, look, she's awful, but she's not that bad. Within the next week, you had done the Starlight doc.
Yep.
And considering the fact that when you shared it, it had gone from Starlight expose to Starlight fucking sucks, I think that says a lot about how quickly your opinion turned around.
Well, that's because I actually sat down and analyzed every time that she appeared. And,
yeah, I know.
My analyzation did not turn out well.
I know, clearly.
When you have a character that shows up in the fandom, and she's either 50% beloved or 50% reviled, and that character is then the reason why 50% of the fans tend to leave the show because they no longer want to see this character being around, that in and of itself makes them a bad character. You should not be introducing a character into your show that actively makes people want to leave the show.
Yeah,
And that's one of the like when I do end up typing up whatever memorial I have for MLP, that's going to be one of the major points that I'm going to bring towards Starlight of just like, objectively speaking, think about the main 6. Even if there's one of them you don't like, you at least recognize that they're well written and they're good characterization for what they are. Even they don't appeal to you, you don't like what they do, but you can see the good writing and the complexity there. With Starlight Glimmer, it's all or nothing.
Even Rainbow Dash never had that 50-50 of, I want to leave the fandom because of the way this character is portrayed.
Yeah, that's true.
Dash, that idiot, never had that issue.
Even then again, I don't know. With Dash, she wasn't originally written that way.
I know, but my point is, Dash is the most erratically written when it comes to the main characters. So when even the most erratically and all over the place character has that issue, and it's not enough to have to make the same sort of waves that Starlight did, that's my point.
I'm back. We talking about killing Starlight? Cool.
So more or less, yes.
Awesome.
Like, I'm not sure if the season 3 finale did that as much as Starlight.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I really don't think, because, like, I hated the Princess Twilight reveal. I thought it was too early.
It was too early. It was far too early in the show.
Absolutely too early. But I still continued to watch the show, even though at that point in time, all the characters were being broken down into just their pieces.
Yeah.
It the
That's
whole
when it started.
The whole Princess Twilight thing would have worked better at the end of season 4.
Exactly.
End of season 4. I would have far preferred it at the end of season 5 or 6. Just like, make this the midpoint of the show if you're going to do it before the end of the show at all.
Right.
Okay, well, here's my consensus on that. Considering their entire argument was that, we can do so much more with Twilight as a princess, and then proceeded to do the barest minimum with her, I would have preferred it, considering how long the show wound up running for, I would have preferred it at the end of season 8, considering that that way season 9 could have been dedicated to her succeeding the throne, and it would have made at least somewhat sense instead of her just randomly doing it one day.
Right.
If they wanted to do the same storyline they were going to do anyway.
I know.
I think that would be that would have, considering how many actual Princess Twilight episodes there actually are, I think that would make up a quarter, maybe a third of season 9.
It's one of those things that was like, it was always Lauren's vision for Twilight to eventually succeed Celestia and become an Alicorn. And when they had the panic at the end of season 3 that, oh, this is the end of the show, they're like, okay, let's at least make sure that Lauren's vision comes to life. So here's Princess Twilight, show's over. Oh, by the way, you're gonna have 6 more seasons. Fuck.
Excuse me?
It was a snap.
That entire era of MLP sounded like a panic, felt like a panic. Oh shit, we're gonna have a season 3. Okay, we'll just 13 quick episodes. We're gonna have more of this damn show.
It was one of those situations where even if that was where the show ended, they should not have ended it with what they did at the end of season 3. It was too soon in the terms of the story for it to happen. So rather than try to cram in everything you want to get done before the series ends, just have a tight, concise, focused ending and lament the things you didn't get to do. And then when you were surprised with more seasons, keep doing it then.
And not to mention, Sam, it was also way too fast. I mean, that was a 22-minute episode with, what was it, 6 songs?
6 songs. And the only thing Twilight did to earn to become an Alicorn was completing a spell. Like,
not only just no, it was less than that. It was undoing her own mistake.
yes, it doesn't.
Like
it
I
literally
said,
doesn't make sense.
Defeating Tyrek would have been a much better thing to get made a Princess for.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
If what defeated Tyrek was not the random ass rainbow powers, but Twilight becoming an alicorn from the box and giving her a castle,
that would have been fucking boss.
That would have been boss.
That would have been absolutely insane. Or like they did the thing where they're like, well, we can't let Tyrek have all of our magic, so sorry Twilight, I guess you're getting it all. And
Either
that
that or the
would
box would have been a
her.
far better explanation than let me stand in a void for a few minutes before random magic comes up and gives me wings.
Yes.
Do we, to this day, do we know why she became an alicorn?
No, just that it was her destiny.
I hate that so much.
No, I'm sorry to keep referencing things that I haven't written yet, but the way I'm going to handle that is just like, she fucks up fixing the spell. She gets blown up and killed, and the only way she can be not dead is to be made into an alicorn early. So they're like, okay.
To be fair, that is basically how M.A. Larson has described it. And then
I'm just going to be a lot more blatant about it.
The end. To this day, that out of all seven anthologies, or however many there are, that is the greatest joke in all of them. It's just that entire scene until green screen Larson jumps into the middle of the shot and just goes, "She's dead." The end. It just cuts to the credits.
My Little Pony.
Exactly.
Friend.
Oh god.
It was great.
Oh god, I'm dying.
Are you?
Oh god.
Please don't.
Also, that's a good point, Shadow Moon. There are no crystal ponies at the School of Friendship.
That is also true. That would make
well,
a lot
they
of
can't
sense
come
for them
there
to be
because
there.
they have crystal pony privilege.
No. The crystal ponies, no friendship, fine. It's just Pegasi and unicorns they hate.
Oof.
Mostly unicorns. I don't fucking know. Also,
It's like, we don't hate. They're just like, look, we don't hate ponies. We just hate Earth ponies and unicorns and Pegasi.
And to be fair, the issue extends beyond that because judging from what we saw of the Crystal Empire in the finale, it shows how much that the Empire actually matters to the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 years later. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not even an empire. It's
You
just a
wanted to see
city.
More?
They still haven't addressed that.
More? No.
You're just a city state, but you're called an empire? That's okay.
The Crystal Empire, which is a city-state of Equestria? Question mark.
That's not a city-state. It's just a city. If it were a
mean,
city-state, it'd be its own nation.
It's like how we've had queens in the past, but we refuse to have queens nowadays. So the highest rank you can reach is princess.
I'm convinced that Equestria is actually the entire continent, and Celestia dictates all of the rulers, even the villains. Between what we saw of both the Crystal Empire and the Changelings, I'm pretty sure Celestia is in charge of all of them.
Yeah, probably.
New headcanon. This makes the finale better. Celestia and Luna retired from Equestria to go permanently rule the Dragonlands.
Ember who?
There's going to be another instance of Luna looking forward to retirement and relaxing, and Celestia's just like, no, we're going to rule dragons now!
It's their promotion.
And Luna's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. She just teleports to the moon. Just stays there.
Teleports back to the moon.
And she just gets there and she looks around and it's all quiet and nothing's happening. She's like, ah.
I missed this.
Yeah.
Moon's haunted.
Moon's haunted. Luna's there.
What? Moon's haunted.
Yes,
because Luna's there.
The moon's haunted with relaxation.
So haunting.
Celestia, the final secret evil boss.
Yeah, she kind of feels like that after all the princess episodes. She is a fucking selfish bitch.
I mean, to be fair, we were told that in episode 1 of season 1.
That's
we were told the version that was propagandized.
Propagandized
to Equestria for 1,000 years.
Yeah, she was selfish.
No. The story said Luna was selfish, which is classic projection. It's like, I wasn't selfish. It was my sister.
Oh wait, were you saying? You were saying Celestia was selfish.
Oh yeah.
Oh
no, I was talking with Sam about this earlier. I recently saw the Between Dark and Dawn thing, and I was just really impressed at how much of a complete fucking bitch Celestia was in this one scene where Luna told her that she feels like she wishes that she'd never come back from the moon, and Celestia's response to this, like, well, my life is blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that's a great way to respond to that, you bitch.
Oh, wow. I didn't watch that episode because I thought it was a Royal Sisters episode. I didn't know that.
No. They everybody knows they were going to get into a fight, right? That's just the thing that happens.
That's how they work, unfortunately.
But, like, in the course of the fight, Luna confessed that she felt like Celestia wished that she'd never come back from the moon, and Celestia's response to this was to just go like, but my life, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fucking, you two are fighting over doing stuff on vacation. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're thousands of years old.
Also, yeah, responding to your sister more or less saying, I wish I had killed myself is pretty fucking harsh.
Yeah.
Show does not have a good history of dealing with that.
Yeah, the show does not. The show. There's 2 things in the show. There's 3 things in the show.
They handle things.
No idea how to handle Starlight, Luna, and any form of suicide metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that, like I was telling Sam earlier, again before you guys got here, there have been shows that have done this exact same thing and done it well. And I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we came up with the simple solution to the Rockhoof problem. Instead
go
of him
live in a cabin somewhere.
Yeah, instead of him asking to be turned to stone, he just exiles himself to a part of Equestria where no one goes, and he just has a nice little house, and then everyone can go to find him to say, "We love you, Rockhoof, come back."
Nah, turn him into a statue.
Kind of fucking, you get to avoid all of the assisted fucking suicide implications, and you still have someone dealing with depression in a healthy, realistic way, but also have the ability
maybe
to say...
maybe not healthy, but definitely realistic and not suicide.
A more realistic way, and it's just like, at least he's not harming anyone, he's not harming himself, he's just kind of distancing himself from society, and if society truly did care for him, they can always go and get him, which would be good for people like, hey, if you care about someone, go to them.
Go to them, talk to them.
That's a fine lesson. Not, hey, if you're thinking about killing yourself, don't, because we love you.
Also, if your friend asks you to turn them to stone, you should totally help. Fuck.
I just want to go back and
I thought of that example. I didn't think of that example expressly because I'd seen it before. I thought of that example in like 2 seconds and then realized, other shows have done this. Fuck. All right, sorry to interrupt. What were you saying?
God, just... Do you think that happens in Twilight's court 30 years later?
Probably.
If anyone comes in asking for assisted suicide, she just kind of does it like, oh, yeah, that's a princess. Very well.
It's like, whatever, I'm immortal and jaded as shit. Bam!
You're excused from life. The bell doesn't dismiss you, I do.
Jesus. One of the other themes that MLP does terribly, awfully, is saying, in order to change and be a good person, you have to physically change. Somehow.
Yeah. Changelings.
And also, if someone has a different opinion from you, don't, accept it or agree to disagree or anything like that. Just, force them to agree with you.
Yes.
And it's like, no, this moral could have been great. It could have been, a nice, compromise.
What, you expected a good moral from a Starlight episode?
Yes, I know, but I'm saying, this is something that MLP does terribly. They're like, okay, here's the setup for a good moral lesson that kids actually would need. Nope! They did this in the Dash Parent episode, too.
The Dash Parent episode was probably the last one that I got absolutely viscerally mad about just because I relate to that one. And got, for a different reason, mind you,
Right.
cough, cough. But god damn, I got mad. That was the episode that I decided that I hated Scootaloo. That was the episode that pushed me over the edge. I could not stand that character, and I could not stand Scootaloo at all in that episode.
The whole thing where they acted like Dash was wrong with getting mad at her parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
When she was completely justified for doing so.
She was completely justified, yes.
She was more than justified for it.
It's like, okay, if you yell at your parents and it makes them feel bad, it's okay if you feel bad and go talk to them, but don't just like immediately buckle and do everything they wanted.
Exactly.
Oh, but they're your parents.
Yeah, I had no choice in existing, so fuck them.
Yeah, no, it's always going to be a terrible message anytime they're your parents, they care about you. Like even if their family is a thing like that's realistic for people to care about, it's still not something that should be treated as the norm.
Any lesson that is about like, but your family, I'm just going to respond with blood of the covenant, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, with them fucking it up, that episode would have been more justified if for some freaking reason they didn't dial her parents up to 11, to 13 even.
Remember when Mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well was the worst Rainbow Dash episode?
Yes, I do. I really remember that. And it was, and you know what? I can't believe I'm about to compliment this episode. But the reason it was such a bad episode wasn't necessarily because of Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I've always had a problem with that episode with what her friends did. Because, like, Rainbow Dash doing a dumb thing, that's just Rainbow Dash, okay?
Yeah.
We can just address her doing the dumb thing. But the thing that they did in response to the dumb thing was so over the top. This is like, hi, we're going to destroy your entire fucking reputation in the town to teach you a lesson.
The moral to Ne'er-Do-Well was basically, if your friend wants their 15 minutes of fame away from the group, make the entire town hate them.
I think the way they handled that one like zombie cookie episode was a lot better way of handling that. Because she actually went over the line and then the entire town got revenge.
But the problem with that is that entire storyline does not work, period. Because you have to either make... but that and 28 Pranks Later.
Okay.
In order to make Ne'er-Do-Well work, you have to make her friends out of character. In order to make 28 Pranks Later out of character, you have to make Dash out of character.
Yeah, because she did have that line in oh my god, what was the name of it? The first prank episode with Pinkie Pie way back in the fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Blah 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 Gilda blah blah.
Yeah. But Dash is
Griffin the Brush Off, that was it, sorry.
Yeah. Dash is a dumbass.
Yeah. I mean, she's a well-meaning dumbass, but she's still kind of a dumbass.
Yeah, but she's not an asshole. And in order to make either of those situations work, you have to have some level of dickery.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot look at either of those situations and say there was not intent to do some level of harm. Typically emotional.
The only reason I put 28 Pranks Later above Ne'er-Do-Well is because in Ne'er-Do-Well, Dash was getting famous for saving people, right?
She was doing good things.
Yeah, she was doing good things. She was getting a bit of a head about it. They weren't wrong in observing that, but she was still saving people. And 28 Pranks Later, she was at least annoying the fuck out of everyone, so it felt a bit more justified when everybody pranked her back.
It was justified in that one when people asked her to stop and she said no.
Yeah.
That's when it became justified, because Dash had gone over the line. She was being an asshole out of character, but that's when they are in the right.
Yeah. I'm saying you're right about her being out of character, but that's just why I personally put 28 Pranks Later in the, like, not as bad as Ne'er-Do-Well.
Yeah, because they were at least justified in the action. And Ne'er-Do-Well, maybe it's just because it's been fucking, 5 years, and I refuse to watch that episode a second time on principle, but I'm pretty certain they never actually talked to her about, hey, could you tone it down?
I vaguely remember little bit of lip service to it, but not in a direct way of just Hey,
Hey,
Rainbow Dash, you should actually calm down.
It was very much of, okay, she didn't pick up on our subtle hints. We better go full nuclear fucking war on her now.
I'm pretty sure it was just Applejack giving like one of those backhanded comments she always gave to Dash.
And then they totally kissed in canon.
For the longest time, that was the one and only episode I truly had any issue with, and then the rest of the series came out.
Yeah. No, give it time. There'll always be more. No matter which series you're talking about.
Rainbow Falls came out. Oh god.
When what came out?
Rainbow Falls.
Oh yeah, that's Sunny's Mare-to-Well.
Yep.
Which one was that? Was that the trading one?
No, that was Trade
No.
Yet. The one we're talking about is the Olympic Games where the Wonder Bolts were out of character.
Oh yeah, that one.
Hey, so and we're gonna replace you without even telling you. We're also just gonna stand here while you almost die.
I remember when I wrote about that one, I just made a running gag about nobody fucking cares about Soren.
Sunny has problems with that. She likes Soren
I have
a
problems
lot.
with that.
Well, I mean, I wasn't doing it to diss Soren, I was dissing the episode.
I know.
Soren's a cutie pie.
We're not saying otherwise.
I want to go back to the time when, for me, the worst episode was It's About Time.
I want to go back to the
those
time
days.
where I hadn't spent 7 years not writing Reunion.
Just, I don't want to have to say how terrible and not people not understand how terrible self-harming Luna is, or Raku wanting to commit suicide is. Just, can we not? Can we like me having issues with Twilight time traveling be the biggest thing because she's an idiot?
Fucking Luna used to be my favorite character. What happened?
One line.
I know, Sam, I know you're never gonna.
happened.
Sam, I know you're never going to agree with me, but I fucking love the trope of Twilight overthinking things to the point where she loops back into being a moron because I relate to that so hard.
Same.
I know you're never. I know you're going to hate it forever, but that's just where I'm standing on it.
It's just one of those things that I can't help, but this is just bad writing. At least the way they did it was just, oh, hey, look, Twilight has the hair she got from the future. Instead of just combing her hair, she just keeps it that way. Okay.
Yeah. I know what they're going for, but personally, my problem with that episode was just like the fact that they have a time travel spell like that put some pretty scary shit into. They
always casually toss in these spells that would normally be earth-shattering, but it's just casual.
We're going to bring it up for this episode and then forget it exists.
You're right. Your favorite. Mind control. That's just casually in books everyone can gather and use at their own will.
Remind me which one we're talking about.
Remember when Starlight mind controls all of Twilight's friends into doing everything exactly as she wants, and then they all get massive hangovers when it's broken?
Okay.
Why didn't she just mind control them back then?
Two things. First of all, Chappie, she did. She just didn't need to use magic.
Yeah, but like when the social engineering failed, why didn't she just fall back on magic and not lose?
Because she had to lose by the end of the episode. They have a time slot. All
right.
But as for the other thing,
I'll accept the meta explanation.
I'm pretty certain that Starlight, that wasn't actually a pre-existing spell. She just slammed two other spells together to make that one.
Basically. But
which, by the way, spellcrafting.
Yeah, spellcrafting.
Casual spellcrafting. I'm pretty sure that was the entire reason that Twilight became an alicorn, yet here's Starlight just casually doing it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Starlight, so fuck that bitch. No wings for you. Go away. Forever.
Please, no wings.
Go be a bad counselor.
Thank God they didn't give anyone else wings in the epilogue.
You know what? I was ragging on her being made into a counselor, but then I thought, like, oh, she can't hurt so much things from this position. It's like promoting an idiot to manager where they can't fuck up everything.
But she's not just a counselor anymore. She could really ruin some lives.
Oh God, that's right. Oh God, no.
She's what's it called? The dean, the principal.
Principal.
You remember?
She's head mayor, which means she's principal.
Head mayor.
Remember my argument back in the day of just, hey, so you know why accreditation is so important? It's so that you don't create cult schools and twist the teachings into, twisted things so that there's oversight.
Friendship is basically a cult and friendship is magic.
And let's put the cult leader in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, every time it comes up, I think back to...
Class, please report to the assembly hall. There is a large vat of Kool-Aid we need help with.
Yeah, no, I keep...
Friendship juice!
It was Flavor Aid.
I keep thinking back to the Ultima series that I saw reviews of back in then because I never played them myself, where it's just like, okay, we have these virtues that we teach everyone, and it's basically a religion, but it's like it is basically the elements of harmony. Be kind, don't steal, etc., etc. And
be kind, please rewind.
And then you come back like 50 years later, or 100 years later, or whatever, and the teachings have been twisted into be honest or we'll cut out your tongue, and so on and so forth, where now what was once truly paragons of good have now been like, you will be good or we'll kill you. And it's become a tyrannical dictator sort of thing. And that's exactly the sort of thing I saw happening with the School of Friendship when Neisei was like, you're not allowed to do this. Well, I'm gonna use monarchy, whatever. I'm gonna use my power to just say, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway.
I'm going to rule this school by decree.
Yes.
I'm convinced that Starlight was the villain at the end of the time, and she just got away.
She probably did.
I mean, that would be a way more interesting interpretation of her character.
It's 30 years later. I guarantee you in another 10 years, she'll be on the throne from the shadows, if she isn't already.
Wait, the time skip in the finale. Not for nothing.
That was the summary. That's fine. Either way.
They say it's racist.
Yes,
Racist.
but everything he's racist about is also correct. It's the problem.
They basically made a character. It's like, oh fuck, he's correct. What do we do? Okay, racism. Now he's not. Now he's incorrect.
Now he's correct and racist. But also everything he's saying about the other races is 100% true and factual, and is actually legitimate problems of those races that need to be taken care of. Oh, we're not going to take care of those problems? Okay.
Okay, we're gonna wave it off because friendship.
But at the very least, this also serves as a point, Sam, in terms of basically, yeah, these are all reasons why Starlight should have stayed a villain, etc., and why in UMA.
Where's the storyline about creatures from other countries using the schools as a ground to smuggle in illicit substances into Equestria?
God damn it.
But yeah,
it's cool.
Sam,
It's cool. They'll just call it happy powder.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I suggested the Starlight thing for a UMR storyline, just because villain Starlight is just the way to go with her.
Fair enough.
Obviously,
I'm willing. We can always open it up to more. I just worry too much about.
This is a private call between friends. I'm answering the chat.
It's a private call between friends. I was streaming art. Right now it's more of a podcast right now. I'm probably only going to do it for a couple more minutes, but since we're discussing things that are interesting to be listened to in like a podcast style, I'm just leaving it like this. But yeah,
why don't we just make a podcast?
We could.
Yeah, let's just make a podcast. That sounds great.
But
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
But yeah, no. My only worry about focusing a story around the around
it would be
very isolationist.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't get to see a whole lot of the outside world. But if that's what you want to do, by all means, I'd be more than happy to do it. I want to get a feel for the world, and it's hard to do that from the village.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's a Sam Cash, Shadowmoon says.
Yeah, it would basically be two types of stories, depending on where it goes in the long game.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, by the time you get to anything resembling an end game, there, the outside world's probably gonna look quite different once you move beyond the village.
Correct.
Okay, what franchise are we talking about now?
We're still talking about Pony.
We're still talking, yeah. Yeah.
This is one of the things Sam and I want to write together.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like fanfic or something, or
basically.
or something.
I do know. Yeah.
Okay, I was going like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I do know. I want to, before this week is over, I want to get started writing the Yu-Gi-Oh fic.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The only issue is that Well, I say issue. I woke up by 4 o'clock. I do have work until Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah,
don't worry, my
that's
dog
the
kept
that's
me
the
up all
entire
night.
issue. Depression is that there's no oversight to Twilight School, and she can write all the policies she wants, but because there's no oversight, there's nothing saying that those policies can't be changed, and that's why I make the Ultima comparison of here are these virtues that are wholesome and good, and if you leave them alone, human nature will tend to corrupt them into such a way of, hey, now it's be honest or have your tongue cut out. And if you don't tell about your friend lying to someone else, you will be punished alongside that friend, and it creates a totalitarian society that you don't want to be a part of. That's
Also,
my entire
depression.
point.
Also, depression. Of course, we're overthinking it. Overthinking is fun sometimes.
That's the whole point of the podcast style discussions.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're analyzing.
Multiple people overthink about something for a half hour or so.
Yeah,
It's all about the implications.
especially since we're all story writers, pretty much.
Yep.
I'm allegedly a story writer at this point.
You've written it counts.
We all write stories, and we're thinking about the implications of what the stories that we enjoy come from, so that we can use the inspiration for future stories of our own and try to avoid the trapfalls that we don't like about other people's stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. In order to write something masterfully, you have to understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to sit there and analyze. That is why.
How do you figure depression?
Happen.
Literally everything Naysay said was correct, but they had to make him a bad guy, so they added on the racism, and so, now that he's racist, everything he says is wrong. Even though clearly his passion is education, ensuring the education of the students and making sure they're doing it properly, which is why the guidelines of, schooling exist in the first place. This is why accreditation is a thing and is by committee and is something you develop over years and years and years and years. And he is the current head of all of that.
Yeah, Shadow Moon. No, it's fine. It's fine. I actually think it's healthy for me to have somebody jabbing me in the ribs about it every once in a while, so I can at least not completely forget about shit. And it's also encouraging that people care enough. So thank you.
Yeah, I still like your stories. I know it took me forever to read the last one that you did, but when I did enjoy it. And anything
Which
else?
One was that?
The FOE story.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And that had far more to do with my own personal biases towards FOE than any being a problem of your writing.
Yeah, no, I kind of took them into account because the whole thing with FOE did feel like, okay, why should I care about any of this? Why are you doing that? What's the stakes here? It sounds like this place was shitty. Why wouldn't you leave?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just used as a weapon against Equestria. It was used against the whole damn world. Wait, did she drain all the magic from the world or all the magic from Equestria? I keep wanting to say music.
I have no idea.
Equestria.
She drained all the music from Equestria, and it was just boring.
No, that was the
All right, true. Well, they didn't drain the music. They drained all the negative... Wait, wouldn't removing the negative energy from people end up being good? It's like, we feel so much better now.
No, they have to make more simultaneously.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, it's never really expressly clear how that works. It just sort of does.
We thought you were dead. Is it Uria or Uriah? I have no idea. Uriah. Okay. I was about to say Uria sounds like a medical condition. Uriah. Gotcha.
Yes, I think that was a fun discussion. I always enjoy when we overanalyze a bunch of stuff.
Yes, Shitpost Central with the lesbian horse noises comic. That's my favorite.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god, you made me like something with Starlight Glimmer in it.
I definitely haven't been drawing for several minutes now, and I also probably need to go and at least start the ravioli. So I will go ahead and end the stream here. It was a decent stream. Thank y'all for coming, and I appreciate you coming. Hope to see y'all in the future, and you all have a nice day.
All right, see you later, chat.
Later, guys.
See you. I'm gonna